Is it?
Has it gone live yet?
Not for me yet.
I've got like a minute countdown or something.
Yeah, it says there's a minute to go before you start.
I don't know why that is. Like, it didn't do that last time. Here we go.
Mine says it's live.
Wow, that was mental. Like, I didn't see that last time I clicked live. And then it gave me a minute countdown and then went live.
It hasn't started for me yet.
It's not started.
Not for me. Huh. Still counting down, 46, 45.
Well, I'm live, so help everybody. How's it going? I've got Paula and PJ with me. Hey, Jeff says it's live in chat. How you going, Jeff?
Okay. Let me just refresh, see what happens.
And there's only Jeff to shout out because PJ and Paula are with me on stream. Glenn is in chat. Welcome, Glenn. Thanks for coming. Right, so we're all live, yeah?
Yeah, we're live. I will decam. I just wanted to say, yo, everybody, I am a real person.
No, you're not. It's a green screen and CGI.
Oh no, I'm just one of the AI. And we've
yeah, you're a deep fake, right?
It's crazy what that AI can do, though. You know, all the pictures what this lad's been making.
Decamera, guys. Decam, fine. Right. Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm not bad, Jeff. How you doing, mate? Got any snore yet? So we're talking about love tonight, guys. Love.
I was looking in. Ain't John. It's one John.
It's a strange thing, and there's many variations of it. Like you can love playing football, or you could love a job, but then you can love a person, and them two things aren't necessarily the same type of love. And I think there's similar things like that in Bible, Paula.
Yep, like I have 1 Corinthians 13 up. That's the main chapter in the Bible on love, and it tells, like the first paragraph, like the first 3 verses, tells about that without love, nothing else you have or no other things you do matter. And then what love is and what love isn't. And that it's supposed to be, because that's one of the things God is. It's supposed to be the overriding principle of how we live as Christians.
Yeah, God is love. And that's why I wanted to follow up what we talked about last week with love, because I'm thinking that if God is love, how could it be just one person and have love?
Exactly.
So like you project love out like you love something else, So if God's love and he's got love in the beginning, then who's that love projected onto?
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's what it says in 1 John 4:8. It says, "He that knoweth not God, for God is love." And the same one, 1 John 4:7, is it? "Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and everyone that loveth is born of God and knoweth God." That's 1 John 4:7. And the first one was 1 John 4:8, talking about love. But yeah, there is different types of love, isn't there? I mean, you've got your eros love, which is like sensual, sexual kind of thing. You've got phileo, which is like brotherly love. And then you've got agape, which is a godly love, isn't it?
Yeah, selfless love. Yeah.
Yeah, selfless. That's the 3 loves that I was kind of taught about.
So I've got running on bottom John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's God's love for us, because if he'd have not given his Son, then we'll all perish. What kind of love does that come under? Is that agape love, Paula?
Yeah, I mean it's not self-serving but selfless.
Yeah,
and that he didn't have to do what he did, which is to stoop to our level to lift us up. And so that's a demonstration of the highest form of love, which expects nothing back, demands nothing back.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that's right.
And what we're gonna say? So like
Yeah,
we're told, you know, to love God with all your heart and soul,
right.
Yep.
but we're also told to love our neighbour.
That's right. That's
So
right.
there's a difference between them kinds. That obviously to love God's you a gate love, Paula. Yeah.
Right.
So what does love thy neighbour come on?
Well, it's the same thing, really. I mean, as far as um, if it's selfless love, it's agape love. That's just how it
Yeah.
is. It's because it comes from God. We love because He first loved us. Is that kind of love? And what a lot of people don't see in the translations of when Jesus had arisen and He showed up with on the beach where the disciples were fishing, and He asked Peter 3 times if he loved him. The first 2 times, Jesus said, "Do you agape me?" And Peter says, "I phileo you," in return.
Right.
And then the third
Right.
time, Jesus says, "Do you even phileo me?" So he was grieving Peter by saying, "Do you even consider me a friend?" Because Peter wouldn't
Mm,
say agape to him.
right. Got you.
I just shout out Matthew All, welcome mate. I'm giving you a
Mikey
wrench.
Smith.
Everybody gets a wrench, so try and be nice. Obviously, you can't time other wrenches out, so play nice.
Mikey Smith. How you
Yeah,
doing?
Mikey, how's it going?
I'm sure your bum's not that flat, mate. Yeah, like I said, that was what 1 John 4:7, wasn't it? Beloved, let us one another love one another, because love comes from God. Everyone.
Right.
Yeah, it's good verse that one. I like that. I was looking in there. I was trying to find it, and I was looking in the Gospel of John. It was First John.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
I knew it was John, but I wasn't sure if it was First John, Second John, or the Saint John. You know, the Gospel of John.
Right. Same guy, but different letters.
Expedition Truth, welcome mate.
How you doing, man? I don't think I've ever noticed you before. Have you noticed him before? Obviously, because he's got a
Got a
wrench.
wrench.
Yeah. I've
That's
never noticed you
Richard
before,
G.
but oh, is it? Hiya, Rich. How you doing,
How
mate?
come you changed your name, Richard?
Yeah. It's a good name, though.
Yeah,
I got to learn names all over again.
I know.
I've changed mine
Exactly,
a few
Jeff.
times, but at least I wait like a year between.
I thought about changing
That's it.
mine, but what's it matter?
I sometimes think that, something different, but I have changed it during shows just for a laugh, like when we were showing
Yeah, well, I
before.
do it on
Practice
Element
on.
because it's easy, but on YouTube,
Yeah.
if you change your name, you've got to wait.
Oh, yeah, you've got to go to Google and all that to do it, ain't you?
No, you can.
Because I've got to change
No, you
my
can do it on
avatar
YouTube
changed.
Studio, like. But once you've changed it, I don't think you've got to wait a certain amount of time before you can change it again.
Yeah, you do.
So you can't just willy nilly change it for laugh for fun, like I do in Element.
Right. That's right. I remember that now. I remember that. Is it 28 days or something you got to wait?
I don't remember. I don't know what it is.
Or how long?
Or maybe 48 hours or something. I don't know.
And Jeff, love does come from God because God is love.
Absolutely.
Like I was saying at the beginning, but if God exists alone, like some people believe, how does he know love?
Rich Jesus said, I also set up my channel. I can't see it. Oh, it is a bit just debating, making some videos and stuff.
Make some,
Cool.
make some, Richard. I mean, all you have to do is go for it. Like I played with idea for about a year before I started making videos, and you know,
I'm the same.
you have to get used to editing stuff, thinking of ideas, and PJ's been on about doing it for ages, and he's still not done it properly yet. Like
I know. I keep doing it, but the only videos I keep putting up is fishing videos. There's a couple where I talk to the fish about fly.
I think everybody should put videos out. We should flood YouTube with truth.
Yeah, I am going to do it. I am. I was going to do it about that emoji thing, wasn't I? Because when I put a search in the emoji on my phone for God, I put in God and it gave me a fairy. You know what I mean? Fairies are mythical. I think there's kind of an agenda there from Google. Do you know what I mean? Because why put a fairy for God? A fairy is a mythical thing. It's trying to say that God's mythical. And then when I tried to get it back again, I couldn't get it back. It wouldn't come on another phone. And then when I tried it on the computer or something, it came up like a dragon or something like that, another kind of mythical thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think there was an agenda there.
Yeah, it's not very tolerant of them, is it?
No.
This technology is full of agendas.
Yeah.
That's it. Definitely.
You know, it's weren't really designed for our pleasure, were it? It were really designed to monitor and
Yep.
that kind of
course.
thing. And for grace of God, He allows us to use it to gather and spread truth amongst each other. So that's brilliant. Like, but at some point, it is going to be used for what the idea is. And I think technology will turn around and bite us on bum one day.
All right, Jeff. See you in a little bit, mate.
Take care, Jeff, mate. Thanks for coming. So yeah, love. You know, and I see this thrown at. I've had it thrown at me like, you're a Christian and you should love. So you shouldn't be saying like, you know, like you can't just. You know, the idea of like you can't ban somebody out in the chat because that's not Christian love. Do you know what I mean? You can't like tell somebody they're wrong when they're pushing false doctrine. You know, because do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the thing. That is done in love because you're trying to rebuke them. You're trying to correct them, isn't you?
And I'm under this like I don't. You will have to correct me on this part, like, but. Is there a difference between liking and loving? Can I not like someone but still love them?
I think so.
Yeah, and it isn't going to be the same in the Bible as it is in our society where we love a flavor of ice cream or like to watch a movie, you know. And it's the Bible isn't talking about that, you know, the ordinary uses of things like that anyway. It's talking about how we relate to God and other people. And liking would be more like the phileo love, you know, the friendship kind of thing. But
it's love's a choice, isn't it? I mean, it's not just the emotion, like you love someone. Sometimes you might not like someone, but
right.
Christianly, you've got to love him. So loving is a choice, whether you like him or not. It's a choice to love, you know.
Right.
So it's not just an emotion, you know.
Right. It's like,
no, just
for example, there's a time when Paul and Barnabas in Acts were going around, you know, evangelizing, and at some point they had a sharp disagreement and parted ways. You know, they couldn't agree. And so Paul wound up taking Silas, and Barnabas took John Mark. And so now we got two missionary teams instead of one, which is God's way of, you know, he even used a disagreement. But the point is that they disagreed and they had to part ways.
That's right. That's right.
It didn't mean they hated
Matthew,
each other.
coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Are you coming in, Matthew?
Yeah, I'll get a link.
Yeah, they're cool. Matthew's usually got something to say about biblical stuff.
I did a video a while back called Weaponized Love, which is the kind of the people use your, you know, as a Christian, you're supposed to love, as like you were saying, and saying you're not allowed to ever disagree. You're not allowed to say anything negative, even though the Bible says rebuke, reprove.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, Vi, how's it going, mate? Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to, pal. Like, you know, it's like people think, and maybe not so much for like long-term Christians, but for new-term Christians, people are throwing at them like, "Oh, you're a Christian, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that." Like, but
we're still
like a transformation. You don't just suddenly become this righteous Christian who don't do out wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. It's a process. It's a learning process. We still sin. We are sinners. We're born in sin. We just have to ask God for forgiveness for it and just try not to do what you're doing. But we're always going to sin. We get angry and say wrong things. Little white lies that are not lies, they are lies. You know, it's just the same. It's still sinning, but it's a process. Like you say, we're not. As soon as you get born again, you're not perfect. You know what I mean? Only Jesus was perfect.
That's like expecting somebody to be born an adult. Being
Exactly.
born happens at a point in time, but growing takes a lot longer.
Exactly. Jesus said it. You've got to be born again. So if you're born again, obviously you're a baby. You've got to learn. Babies learn as they grow. You're growing as a
Right.
Christian. And you're not perfect. We're not perfect. Only Jesus.
Which is why it's so disturbing when new Christians present themselves as judges or teachers of others who have been Christians a lot longer. And at the very least, they should err on the side of caution, But I mean, it doesn't follow necessarily that somebody's been a Christian a long time, that they're matured spiritually, because you can be a baby all your Christian life if you choose not to grow.
Exactly. And that's discernment, and
Right.
even a new Christian, Paula, can use you can test through scriptures, you know what I mean?
Right.
Of course.
And that's what we have to go by. And the scriptures tell us that even though God is love, which is what he is, not just what he does, he also judges souls. And according to what we've done in this life, and whether we accepted Jesus or not. And so love doesn't mean never judging. Love doesn't mean never saying anything in rebuke or correction. And we can certainly disagree on things, but like I've been posting little things in here from reactions I get for being a Trinitarian. This somehow makes me mean and devilish and all sorts of awful things.
Yeah.
Which says more about them than me. But then, before this stream started a few hours ago, they posted that I was mean because I disagreed with him. I never said anything uncordial. But this is how people weaponize love. They'll say you're not being loving because you disagreed with me.
Yeah. And this whole Trinity thing, like, it's just a label, isn't it? It's not in Bible.
That's right.
But clearly God's described as a triune being,
Right. And like I've said before, I mean, the important thing is not whether you disagree, but how. I don't go around following this person to make sure that I tell everybody how awful they are.
No.
That's not what a loving Christian does.
This is YouTube, though, isn't it? Everybody's got to come and tell you that you were wrong,
Yeah.
Of course.
And I mean, like I said, Paula, when I first became a Christian, I was inclining to God's just one being, Jesus is the Father. But as I've progressed and I read more scripture, it doesn't say that.
Right.
No.
And I have to go along with what scripture says, not what I think or what somebody else tells me. Like, it's being said that you are teaching me these falsehoods. Well, Paula's not teaching me these falsehoods. I've come to this understanding on my own.
That's right.
Right. I that's why I tell people I don't want to debate. I don't want to fight with people in public. I just want to present what I've learned from the scriptures over the years on my channel, and they can come or go as they please, And I'm allowed to say what I believe without it being me trying to control people.
But this is what worries me. Why does it have to be an us versus them? To be saved, you've got to believe in Jesus. I don't see why you can't have a view of Trinitarian and a different view and not get along. I don't see why there has to be that animosity,
Yeah, I don't.
All right, Matthew. See you in a few minutes, Matthew.
And then I think, oh, sorry, Matthew here.
Oh, is he coming now?
I thought you said Matthew over here.
No. I don't see him.
No, I'm saying.
Sorry, Paul, I didn't realise what you were wanting to present.
Oh, it's no biggie. I just had it there in case you wanted it.
Oh yeah, well, if you've got something to present, we might as well look at it.
It's just a copy of Bible Gateway, and then the chat on the side.
Right, cool.
Exactly, Rachel. Rachel says only just got here, so I haven't listened too much. But we can disagree with each other. It doesn't mean we don't love each other. I disagree with people quite a lot. Lol, still love y'all. Absolutely, Rachel. Too right.
Well, here's a prime example, right? Sean Hawkins, absolute spills hate against me, but I keep him around not because I don't hate him. I feel sorry for him. I pray for him, and
you hope for him.
But I don't hate him. But he's absolutely god awful to me.
Yeah, and you just hope that he'll get get it. You know what I mean? And see that's what we do. We just pray and hope. You know what I mean? That's Jesus gives us hope. You know what I mean? That's when you come to Jesus. That's your hope. You know.
I'll be honest, Rachel. You've been having an hard time, you know, and
Yeah, absolutely.
and I'll be honest, Rachel. I've not heard you say that you're a glober, you know. So,
I haven't.
until I hear that come from your mouth, I'm not going to accuse you of being one, you know. And you're free to question things, you know. It's not a problem, like. But a lot of people have been saying some hurtful things to you, and I don't agree with it.
Are you talking about Sean
I'm
Hawkins,
not.
Richie?
As Rich, he was rude and name calling to me, but I was soft. Yeah, I think he's like a cuddly little bear, isn't he, Rich? A nasty cuddly little bear.
Would you comb his beard for him? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Sean. Yeah, of course. Yeah. And the thing is, I don't like. I mean, I think he's okay. I don't dislike him like some of the other people dislike. I hope for him. I disagree with him completely, you know. But I hope for him, you know, and I do. It's not like I don't dislike him for some reason. I don't really dislike him, but I dislike what he punts, you know.
Well, there's like, you know, we're dealing with most people in comments, just written words, that, you know, and you can take things different ways when it's just written words, you know. There's you know, you're better off speaking. Like, people can, like, they see me on Flat Zoids getting mad with ballers and, you know, calling trolls names and that, like, but that's not me. That's just banter part of me, you know. In England, that's how I've grown up, you know, bantering all my life. I'm a Christian, and that's not suddenly just going to go away, you know. I try not to be that person, but it still comes out to me.
Yeah, we're carnal beings, isn't we? But we try with the Holy Spirit's help, not to be so carnal. We try to be spiritual, but we still sin. Like I say, we're carnal, we still sin.
Yeah. I've not, like I say, Glenn, it has to come out of Rachel's mouth, and people can tar her with that brush if they want, like, but until I hear Rachel say, I don't believe in flat earth no more, I'm not going to consider her a glober. And it's not to do with me what Rachel believes I don't, you know. If Rachel wants to believe she's on a ball, she can believe she's on a ball. If she wants to think Earth's flat, same, you know.
Of course.
Like,
absolutely.
I sometimes think we've got to be mindful in flat Earth. Like, we're crossing them little grey lines where we're getting pushy with it, like heliocentrism is, you know.
That's right.
You can push people away by being like that. I mean, if I were Rachel, I'd go back to being a glober. I'd have been treated over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was talking about earlier. Was, you know, these are flat earthers who are saying these things to me. You know, I expect it from atheists and ball earthers, but
yeah, but someone who's a fellow believer in Jesus, no matter whether you think he's 3 or 1, you know, why does that nastiness come out just because? Oh, you agree with what Catholics push, you know? But to say that they're not ones, I'm not saying everything Catholics push is biblical, but you can't. Not all, and it's not biblical either.
No, of course.
You know what I mean?
Some of their doctrine is the same, but a lot of it isn't. You know, and that's where the love comes in. You try and correct them, try and rebuke. You know, but it's done in love. It's not done in hate. It's not done because we're adverse to them. You know what I mean? It's done because of love. And you do get angry through it, but just because you get angry, it doesn't mean you don't love. You know. Yeah. You can have a righteous anger. Look at Jesus when he mashed up the temple. He was angry, and that was a righteous anger. You know.
Yep. And that, like I said, people use that as an excuse to either condemn what you say in just a simple disagreement as unloving, or to excuse their own behavior. You know.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. And you, like what Rachel's just said, always have your back against trolls and nasty people. Yeah, you've got to.
Mm.
Otherwise, they start, they start affecting your beliefs. You've always got to have that protectional guard up against it. And
You can't let people just walk over you.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just turn the other cheek. But how many cheeks have you got? You're allowed to disagree. You're
It
allowed to be
don't
angry.
said turn your other cheek and then let somebody stamp all over you, though, does it?
Right.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean be a doormat or a punching bag.
Yeah.
It just means don't be stupid and ask for trouble. If authorities are telling you to, like the Roman army would be what they had in mind then. If they tell you to carry their gear for you a mile, carry it too. The idea is to witness. I mean, they're not doing something to you because you're a Christian. They're just being who they are. Being brutes. And how are you going to witness to somebody if you pick a fight? And I've heard it explained for if they slap you on one cheek, turn the other, is to shame them because they would have to, on their backswing, have to hit you with the back of their hand, which was kind of a disrespectful thing to do. And so by turning the cheek, you're saying, hey, you don't have right to do that in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Gosh.
Yeah. Matthew Wells just commented, I want to speak up here, hold on, it's drifted off my screen now. I won't speak up here being a Roman Catholic, but in short, I can agree. There's things in the teachings now which came about later in the timeline, and there's things nowadays that's a lot, don't you? Yeah. I ain't got a problem with anybody being Roman. I mean, personally, I've never been brought up religious. I've never been forced to go to any churches. I've got no denominations. I just read my Bible and believe what it says. And I think, to be fair, like it's Satan's work to twist all these different denominations and pit them all against each other. I mean, body of Christ should be as one, but it's not.
Exactly. It's not Catholics that I've got a problem with at all. It's Catholicism. It's not the Catholics themselves. Call it the Catholicism itself. The doctrine and stuff like that. It doesn't. It's not biblical. Some of the doctrine.
Right. It's a mix. It's a deadly mix.
Yeah.
And but that doesn't mean that everything that they say is wrong, because like we said, they believe that Jesus rose from the dead, so we can't just abandon it.
Look at what I just told you earlier. Like I keep seeing these from this church doing some evangelism every Thursday in town, and I've stopped and listened to them, and I'm thinking it sounds like a good church. Like I'm thinking about going. And like I said, PJ come up and I says, "Here, PJ, have a look at this video, and this guy's praying in tongues, which." Praying in tongues that is doing sounds like something that comes out of Satan's mouth. Do you know what I mean?
Like I said, I used to pray in tongues, and I thought it came from God. I used to talk in tongues, but really, what I think I was doing was subconsciously listening to other people's tongues, copying it, and elaborating on it. Because most tongues sound the same. I have heard tongues that sound like totally different. Yeah.
Well, I know it's drifting off topic of love, right? But I always understood speaking in tongues a bit like in an instance where someone preaches to someone who can't speak their language, but everybody can hear him preaching that in their own tongue, sort of thing. I always understood it to be something like that, not this. Not that stuff like.
Yeah, that's what I believe now. But before, I used to believe all that, and you can hear that. It doesn't sound godly. It sounds demonic.
Yeah, because
that was me just repeating. I wasn't actually praying then. I was just repeating what I used to pray like. Sorry.
How's it going, Matthew? Sound check.
Hey, mic check.
Oh, yeah.
Yo,
much love, agape style.
Say again.
Love back, dude. Love back. How you doing, man?
Much love, agape style.
Nice one, man.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Are you good?
Yeah. Just on my mind, I guess. Cool, listening to the show, even the love in this world is perverted, right? Because there was all in the United States. I guess the culture, right? They had the one love or the free love and all that. And then,
yeah.
Like even today with the the perversions of man and woman and men
I'll
and
say it, Matt. You might be scared to say it. I'll say it. LGBTQ.
yeah.
They push, oh well, Jesus loves, I can love another man, or I can be a woman and love another woman because Jesus, all in the name of Jesus.
Oh, and then like even idolatry, right? Because they'll make a god that's comfortable with them, that exists in their mind, who's accepts their definition of love, but this God doesn't exist because he's just there in their own mind.
That's
But
right.
I don't know, man. Love, we definitely should love because God is love. But
Absolutely.
I mean,
But you have to draw a line where that love's getting abused. There, you can't.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you know for 100% fact you hear somebody speaking false doctrine, it's not loving to call them out and say, look, mate, you're not scripturally accurate. Like,
well, that would be loving, right? If you called them out.
well, for them, hopefully, that they realize they're in error.
Yeah, like if I'm in danger, like if I'm walking towards a pit, and you tell me, hey, Matt, be careful, dude, there's a pit in front of you. And if I refuse to believe you, that's on me. But at least you love me enough to warn me of the danger.
That's right. That's right. True.
Yeah, I've been showing some verses on screen while you get, as each thing came up, I try to find it, and I put up ones about rebuking and about, how to do tongues and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what you understand with tongues, Paula, because, like I said, to me, it sounds like some kind of satanic, demonic waffle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry, carry on, Paul.
and the thing is that the historical backdrop is that tongues were used in other religions, and so the people of Corinth were asking, because this is a question and answer letter, they were thinking that tongues is always evil, and he's saying, do not forbid speaking in tongues. So he's saying that's because, just because demons use it doesn't mean that it's evil. Because languages are created by God, and so even angels have their own languages, like it says in 1 Corinthians 13. And so what he's saying is how to know, how to use this gift and all the other gifts. But he's saying, like I got up here right now in 1 Corinthians 14:26, it says, what should you do then, brothers and sisters, when you come together? Each one has a song, a lesson, a revelation, a tongue, an interpretation. Let things be done for the strengthening of the church, which you can't do when everybody's babbling at once. He says, if someone speaks in a tongue, it should be two or most three, one after the other, and someone must interpret. But if there's no interpreter, he should be silent in the church, let him speak to himself and God. So in another section, Paul talks about how he would speak alone in tongues, and his mind is not helped by it because he doesn't even know what he's saying, but his spirit is helped. And so he says, in the church, I would rather speak one word, 100 words or whatever it was in normal speech than 10,000 words in a tongue. So the purpose is to build people up and instruct and convict them of, whatever they need convicting of, which can't happen with tongues unless there's an interpreter when there's a group meeting.
That's just made me think, because that guy on that video that I was on about, where I showed PJ, he literally didn't have he picked his mic up to come onto the stage to speak, but before he walked onto the stage, he sort of half turned and did his little to his sen and then walked onto the stage. So is that different? Does that not need interpret because he'd done it in private?
Well, yeah, private tongues seem to be. I was looking for that verse, like I just quoted Paul. I think it's right around here somewhere, maybe in chapter 15 or something. I don't remember for sure, but where he says, I'll pray to myself in tongues. Pray by myself, not to myself, but by myself. Yeah. But in the church, I need to be intelligible. And if I don't have an interpretation, somebody else must have it. And if nobody does, then I have to keep quiet.
That's right. Or interpret it yourself, isn't it?
Right. It's
Does it say that?
yeah, it's between you and God in that situation.
Yeah. And you see a lot of people pray in tongues and fall down, get slayed in the spirit, is saying that, and they say, yeah, I couldn't help it, I just had to fall and stuff like that. Well, one of the fruits of the spirit is self-control. If you say you're losing control, then there's something not right there, you know?
Right. And it says the spirit of the prophets are under their control. So
that's right.
You can hold back a message and wait your turn.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, 1 Corinthians 14, 12 through 14 is all about that, spiritual gifts and how to use tongues and all sorts of things. The question in the chat, what kind of tongues do demons do? I don't know. I mean, way to know the difference is to have an interpreter and check it against the scripture.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I heard Michael explain it earlier, and I seem to side with that view, that the tongues are just languages. Like at Pentecost in the first instance, in the book of Acts, all these Jews were migrating for Pentecost, and these ignorant Galileans spoke in languages that they should have no way that they could speak those languages, and they also spoke in the dialect of the hearers. And those people saw it as a judgment kind of thing on them. Like, how could this be? You know, they saw it as a sign because they were glorifying God.
Sorry. Yeah. And I mean, and when you know, like in churches, you see them falling on their butts and all that, and they use Acts and say, well, that happened in Acts. The power of the Holy Spirit knocked them on their butts, pretty much. But that was just the only instance. It wasn't to go down the ground and start babbling like a donkey and stuff like that. It wasn't like that, you know.
And also, like the history of speaking in tongues in the church, I think it only goes back to like 1912 or something like that. Either St. Louis, Missouri, or Los Angeles, California, when this really became popularized. I don't think Christians were doing it for 1900 years.
No, of course not.
There's no instance of that sort of behavior in the Bible, and none in early church history. It's all, like you say, it's a more modern thing. It's also comes from other religions like Hinduism, you know, the Kundalini and all that, where they would do the same things, and they animalize, which is a satanic thing too. You know, some people have reported seeing people do absolutely superhuman things when they're demonized. You know, it's really what it is demon possession.
Of course.
I believe so too, yeah.
How was me?
Like I said, when I used to pray in tongues, I just thought I thought it was coming from God, and then I was told to practice it. Now, if it's a gift from God, if it's something it just comes from the Spirit, you shouldn't have to practice.
Right.
You know, it just comes. You don't know what you're saying. But I was told to start off with a word. You know, you hear it, just whatever comes to your head, babble. So I think, and then practice it. But I think, like I said, what I was doing was I was listening to other people's tongues and subconsciously taking that in, talking like that, and then elaborating on it, you know. Because most tongues sound very similar with slight differences, you know.
It does say in 14:1, 1 Corinthians 14:1, pursue love and be eager for spiritual gifts, especially that you may prophesy. And that's one thing to say that you want spiritual gifts, you know, that you would like God to give you a spiritual gift. But it's another thing to try to do some kind of ritual or practice, because like you said, it's a gift. It's given to you and you ask for it. You know, you can ask, but there's nothing else you can do.
Right.
Well, that's another good point, Paula. Like, aren't gifts given for the edification of the church, not so much for the particular believer?
Right. I just had that up on the screen. I think that's in 1 Corinthians 12. Yeah.
And then
verse 10 or so.
A lot of the stuff tied in, like that they teach alongside of speaking in tongues, it's almost like they say, oh, well, he's a Christian, but I'm sure you guys have all heard it. He's a Christian, but he doesn't speak in tongues yet, you know, suggesting like there are different levels of Christians.
Yeah, like PJ said that, like he felt like he had to start making his own version up, you know, so that he'd fit into it, I think.
Right. a peer pressure.
Right, that's right. And yeah, like the pastor, everybody was going getting slayed in the spirit, and I was praying to God for it because I thought it was normal before I knew my Bible, and it never ever happened. So once the pastor was just putting everybody on the ground, so it didn't happen to me, and I was praying for it, so I just had to. I didn't want to embarrass him, so I went down on my own. Do you know what I mean? Consciously. So it wasn't God. I actually think God was protecting me from it when I was praying for
Right.
it. You know?
And it says 14:22 says tongues are a sign not for believers, but for unbelievers. Prophecy,
Yeah.
however, is not for unbelievers, but believers. So why is all this, why are those church services all people babbling in tongues when it's for unbelievers?
Yeah.
Exactly. It was for foreign people coming to the church.
So now,
God, the Spirit would make you pray in their language. You didn't know what you were saying, but they would have known what you were
so
saying.
now we've got to bottom on it just through scripture, haven't we? Because scripture says quite clearly there that, you know, if the church full of believers are all speaking in tongues, then that's it's false.
Playing so Benny Hinn. Oh, not Benny Hinn. He knocks people over with his jacket, and just a waft from his jacket, and they're on the ground. It's ridiculous. I've seen him say that Jesus was personally standing there. He was just invisible. People were walking onto the spot where Jesus was meant to be on the stage, and they just fell over. But you could see it was all an act. They were just throwing themselves to the ground, just the way they fell. It wasn't natural, you know.
Right.
He's definitely not a proper Christian. And not Benny Hinn. He's all for the money.
Yep.
All for the money.
Yeah, he's a fake.
Absolutely.
No, I've never heard
Even
him.
when he actually repented and says that he was doing wrong and he shouldn't be asking people for $1,000 and all that here and that. And he repented of it, allegedly. But straight away, he was still on his channel, YouTube channel or his church or whatever, still doing the same thing.
You know what I think is kind of comical is when they say, you know, trust God to you know, if you give beyond your means to the church, to me, and yet they don't do that. They ask you for money.
Exactly. It's like they say it's for God. God will bless you. Multiply that. God doesn't need money. You know, it's not for God. It's for himself. You know, I mean, donations is fine. That's absolutely fine. But when they're asked, they've got jets and everything, and they say they need them jets to do what they do.
Yeah,
well, how come other pastors and little churches not do what they do, and they don't go about in jets?
Yeah, I can imagine like donations for a church towards upkeep, maybe, or if they're providing some kind of food bank for homeless people, that kind of thing for donations, like. But
absolutely.
Right. That's what I do is I'll, you know, I'm kind of loosely associated with a church that does a lot of helping the poor. And so I give them money just for that, you know, and I don't think they need to be putting up new buildings all over the place. I would rather see Christian communities put up apartment complexes for poor Christians, and have services like repair shops and food banks and stuff like that, rather than the best facilities, you know.
Absolutely, because that's what they're looking for. They say we've got £1 million building or £2 million. We need to raise £1 million because God wants us to have this huge, massive temple just to glorify Him.
Yeah,
that's not glorifying God. That's glorifying you. You've already got.
Matt, what you doing, man? Matt just keeps dropping out and coming back in. I don't know if there's having issues. Like, I have to keep pressing that little slider thing.
It happens sometimes. It happened to me. Kept going out once, but tonight has been all right.
Is here again, Matt?
Yeah, Glenn Sal says, freely you have received, freely you
Matt,
shall
what you
give.
doing to me?
Sorry,
everywhere.
It went totally blank. I couldn't hear it.
Every time you come in, I have to click that little slider. It's well annoying.
It's not intentional.
Yeah, he's not
just love me, Michael.
I love you, man. You know I do.
Yeah, just as well. We're talking about
they're always talking in UK how there's no for kids and stuff like that. You know, and why don't churches help more?
Of course. It's not about getting the next big church. Yes, you might sometimes need a bigger church because your congregation's bigger, but not these huge, massive temples that are lined with gold paint and all these decorations and idols. Do you know what I mean? And stuff, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing if you can't get a room rented someplace else. Like if you need people to gather to pack boxes for food banks, I've done that before, where we just
Yeah.
all gather in a big room and they set up tables and fill the boxes and take them to the food bank. And you need space for that. And if you do that all the time, it doesn't make sense. It's not a good stewardship to keep renting out a place if you can have your own for cheaper. If you'd have to look into the finances, but yeah, they go crazy with sound systems and quality cherry paneled offices and all this stuff. It's like, somewhere there's got to be a line where you show the humility of Christ, not that you're trying to copy how opulent everything is in heaven. I mean, that's there, and this is here, and Jesus didn't even have a place to lay his head. So
I was just gonna say exactly that.
yeah.
That's right.
That doesn't mean that we have to be in poverty. I personally, from everything I read in the Bible, I think that it's just you roll with whatever makes the best witness in your society. If God blesses you with riches, like in the book of James, it says, don't fail to pay your workers, don't hoard, use your money to help. So he's not saying it's evil to be rich. He's just saying it's evil to keep it all yourself.
Yeah, wasn't Solomon rich?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Abraham was rich, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. So it depends what you do with it. If you're keeping it for your own greed, then that's completely different thing.
And the thing is,
you're helping the thing.
And the thing is that here in the New Testament, in the body of Christ, we can't always go to the Old Testament for an example. Like we're talking about national kings and stuff like that. In the body of Christ, we're giving to help each other. Like in Acts, where Ananias and Sapphira, that incident where there were people selling their land and giving them the money to the apostles to distribute. And some people got jealous and said, well, we'll sell our property and we'll give part of the money to the church and tell them that was the whole amount. So we look good. And they were both struck dead.
Wow.
So,
I always like to think that God kept me away from money, because I think if I had a lot of money, I probably wouldn't have found him.
And it's going to be different for everybody.
That's true.
Yeah.
That could be true. Yeah, because I used to be a drug addict. If I was rich, I would probably be dead. If I could have afforded more, I probably would have injected more and more and more. I could have been dead. If I was rich.
There's a proverb, I think, in the Bible that says, Lord, give me neither poverty nor riches, because if I'm poor, I may steal and profane your name. And if I'm rich, I may say, who is the Lord?
Yeah, that's it. That's right. You can either worship Mammon or the Lord, isn't it? Money, is it Mammon? Money?
Yeah,
Mammon.
It's just material things, yeah.
Yeah, you can't worship Mammon and God.
So, there isn't any hard or fast rule as to how much money you can have for yourself, but there's no talk of building a sacred building for Christians to meet in. They met in what was available at the time, and they met in each other's homes.
And met in each other's houses, did it in the park or whatever, It's the people, God's people, it's the church, not the building itself.
Right.
See, the thing with money as well is like, because I had decent jobs where I got decent money, and then you start to rely on that amount of money.
That's right. That's right.
And that's how money works. The more you have, and then the more you even need more.
Right.
That's right.
And
right.
Paul talks about that. I wish I had the exact reference in my head about giving, because one thing I hate that churches teach is tithing, because it's not for us.
No, that was Old Testament. Thing. It was about gathering for food in the harvest and that, wasn't it? Something like that. That was tithing. It was never about money.
Right. It was about
10%.
stocking food banks and feeding the priests who had no land. And some of it you could even spend on yourself once a year at this great national party before God, just to celebrate. You consumed your own tithe.
That's right.
But
that's right.
1 Corinthians or 2 Corinthians 9 is where Paul talks about people giving to specific needs. And he says, each of you, verse 7, must make up your own mind about how much to give. But don't feel sorry that you must give, and don't feel you're forced to give. God loves people who love to give. So you can't obey that. Don't give under compulsion when people are compelling you, saying you must give at least 10% of your income, when even in the Old Testament, the tithe was on crops and herds that increased or profit, like business profit. It was not on your salary. And yet people...
Yeah, was it Peter that said, gold and silver I do not have, but this I can give to you, and he brings the beggar into the congregation sort of thing.
Right. I mean, some people have money and know how to handle it and are better stewards with it and know how, to bless the most people with it, and they should have money in their hands. But some people, it doesn't matter if they, like all those stories of people who won the lottery and then they're dirt poor within a year because they didn't know how to handle it.
No, they abused it. Absolutely. There was a story about a person that won the lottery twice, millions and millions, and both times he was skint. He was broke after.
Yeah.
Yeah, debatable. Tithing is super abused in many churches. Absolutely.
It's the one thing the church I go to pushes that I'm absolutely against. They do so many other things right. The sermons are biblical, and the song lyrics are biblical. They honor Jesus instead of the mushy stuff you get from, like, what was that church down in Australia or New Zealand? It was what's it called?
What are they called again? Oh, I know it. It was just in my head yesterday.
Yeah.
You don't mean that Hillsong, do you?
Yeah, Hillsong. Yeah.
Hillsongs. That's it. It's exactly right, man. They were started in Australia.
Yeah. Their lyrics, every time I hear a song, I know when it's coming from them, because it's like, what the heck are you saying?
It's like a mantra. They just repeat and repeat. I mean, even if it's saying thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord, thank you, they sing it and repeat it like a mantra. It's like trying to get you emotional and hypnotic, and you just groove with them.
Some of the songs I've heard on the radio and nobody even recognizes that they're Christian songs.
No, they sound secular, very secular.
Yeah. So at least, the church I go to does the songs right. They do the sermons right. They do giving to the poor, but they have this obsession with tithing, and they are bent on spending millions on buildings. And it's like, I'm frustrated, because this is the best way I can give money to the poor, and at least I can give specifically to their center where they do that, give food to the poor and other supplies. And right now they're having a drive to make up these baskets full of food for Thanksgiving for families. And that's great. And I wouldn't have the resources to do that myself. But
no, of course.
At the same time, I don't want to give to your building program.
No, that's it. Yeah, that's probably the guy I'm thinking about. I'm not sure, but I think it happens.
Yeah, so they bought guy who won lottery were filmed to recreate the moment and bought a ticket in that recreation and won again. That's mental.
Yeah, that's mental, isn't it? That is crazy.
There's a famous English guy. Well, I don't know if he's like famous, but he's like a thug who won lottery, and he had like racing bangers and that around his garden. And can you remember him, PJ?
Yeah, I remember that. That was a good few years ago, wasn't it? Can't remember the name or anything. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
There was even one guy who bought a lot. Wow, he was on day release from prison to go to a funeral or something and bought a lottery ticket and won.
Wow.
But see, I don't trust lottery. Like, I think it's all fixed anyway.
Well, that's the thing. They put extra numbers in it, and they put the price up to £2 or whatever for the numbers. But people think, we've got more numbers to select from. You get more of a chance of winning. It's a less of a chance of winning.
I mean, I walk round to my shop parlour, and I'm like ankle deep in chuck lottery tickets all out floor, because people go and they buy about 100 quid worth of scratch cards and stand outside shop scratching them all off and then just wang them all on the floor.
And say, I buy a scratch card now and again, but I take it home and I buy a couple of scratch cards, no more than a tenner's worth, And you know what I mean? We share them when I get home and we just scratch them out. That's it. We don't buy them, but sometimes we get a few quid. That's it, or money back, or slightly over. But you don't go mad on it. You know, it's just a couple of scratch cards.
If
Some
I
people
if I were to buy a lottery ticket and scratch it off, I'd owe it lottery money.
Exactly. That's the thing. What you said about all the tickets not lying about. I've seen people buying scratch cards and doing it, scratching it in the shop at the counter while you're waiting to pay for something, just scratching off, and they get a couple of quid. Oh, give me another 2 or whatever with that. I'm trying to buy something.
It's really bad addiction, like, because the people I see buying all these lottery tickets clearly aren't working, so they must be spending like massive majority of the benefit on these tickets in hopes that they're going to win.
Exactly. It's crazy.
But there's a con with there's a con with lottery tickets anyway, because obviously there's only one
big
winner, and you can go on website and find out when it's being won, but they still sell tickets when it's being won. So them tickets you're buying, you're never going to have a chance of winning it anyway.
That's it.
It's a big scam. Like, that's why gambling's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. It can be a bad addiction. Without a doubt.
But you know, when it's a government thing, don't help, does it?
Well, that's true.
No, it seems like when people band together, and people bash organized religions, and there's nothing about organization that makes something bad or unspiritual. But the problem is when people get in groups, there's a different dynamic, and they start to have a pecking order, and then corruption seeps in, and it's just something that, you know, if Christians actually knew the Bible and practice it and held each other to account, that there would be little to none of that. But that's not how it works out, because people don't do those things.
No, exactly.
I mean, with that European lottery now, you can literally win that, and you're up there with some of the richest people in the world, like, you know, hundreds of millions.
And
why not make somebody a millionaire and all that other 100 million put into homeless and, you know, housing and.
Well, you know, the state I live in, they sold it as you know, to get people to vote to approve gambling and so forth. They said a lot of the money, you know, the unpaid out money will go to education. Of course, it never did. It was just, you know, lining somebody's pockets.
It's like when you give to charity. The charity is not really getting a lot of it. They get about 11% or something. They don't, and then the rest goes to whoever. I don't know, the government, whatever. But they never get the full amount.
Richie, I'd vote for you.
Glenn mentioned fractional reserve banking. People don't understand what a scourge that is. Fractional reserve bank. I know we're a little bit off topic, but just real quick.
But we're not really off topic, like, because the things we're talking about are a love type situation. You know, it will be better if people just loved a little bit more. So we're not really off topic. We are.
Yeah. It's your show.
We can wangle it in and claim it's still the same topic.
But
that's it. Well, it is. We're talking about love, you know.
Right. But I was just going to say real quick, because then I got to go start supper. But fractional reserve lending is designed to be inflating currency. The only way money grows is by people borrowing it and then paying back with interest. And so when they talk about the national debt and what are we going to do about inflation, they're either being disingenuous or stupid, because that's a feature, not a bug, of fractional reserve lending. That's how people make their millions and how they steal wealth with inflation, because they're making you pay back money that technically doesn't exist. So with your labor, you give them their, what I call game tokens, their fractional, you know, whatever the reserve note is. And then they wind up buying all the property with that. And at the end, when the thing blows up from inflating beyond its limits, as it's about to do, then they have all the property and you have nothing. That's how the game is played. And then they start over.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
every time you borrow money, you're feeding the beast.
Definitely.
That's right. That's right.
And listen, Paolo, like when I when I when I got to like 18, they were throwing credit cards at me, throwing loans at me, you know, and that's what they wanted.
Yep.
I never got into that. I remember.
Wet behind ears, fresh out doing a new job, and they wanted me absolutely in debt to my eyeballs, just spending all them wages I were making,
And then
giving them free money.
Yeah, and then they make it so you need that to make a credit history, because if you ever do need money, you have, or you want to rent an apartment, you have to have a good credit history.
Good credit. That's right. That's right.
You can't get out unless if you've got no credit history, you can't get out. Like you can't.
Yeah, that's it.
Get a mobile phone or out, you know.
Yep. Yeah. Or you pay terrible interest rates on things if you did have to borrow. You know, most people can't afford to pay cash for something like a car or a house, so they have to borrow money. And that depends on your credit rating. And that's about how well you pay back borrowed money.
That's right. That's great. And it's hard to get a credit rating when you haven't had credit already. There's refusing credit, but it's crazy. It's crazy. You've got to get credit. You've got to have credit history to get credit.
And then you get these companies that are out there to supposedly help you get a better credit rating, and all they do is push more credit cards on you.
Yeah. And then they wonder why people are defaulting on their loans.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got to go start some supper, and I'll be back in a little bit while it cooks.
If you can't come, if you don't get back, Paul, it don't matter. I think we'll just talk rubbish now for a while.
See you in a bit.
I'll see if anybody in chat wants to come in. Like, anybody in chat want to come in?
Yeah, it'd be cool. Some people in chat will come in. How many we got? 10. Yeah, it'd be cool.
Surely somebody might want to come and talk to me and PJ. We don't bite.
Not hard, anyway. Yeah, it'd be cool. Somebody would come and talk.
What am I doing here? Copy link. Try again. Paste link. Anybody wants to join? Debatable. I know you can't, Rachel. Glenn, do you want to join? Carol, Vi, anybody? Vi, you stream a lot. You could join. Come and have a chat with me and PJ.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
But yeah, this world's designed to create an environment where there is no love. Like I was telling you earlier, like my son got knocked off his bike and not a single car stopped to see if he were all right. You know?
Crazy. People are so selfish. I mean, a lot better. This world would be better if a lot of people were less selfish. Not selfish, or not selfish at all. Selfless. You know,
like nobody's got time. Like I catch a lot of buses, and there'll be an old woman struggling to get on bus, and bus driver can't even be bothered to lower bus down enough so that old woman can get on. You know, just simple little things like that. No, it is debatable. Off over there, mate. Nobody likes to come on and talk, do they? I don't know.
I know. It's mad, isn't it? Even in flats, it's for months and months and months. It was just me, you, and flats, wasn't it? But now we have a few more people.
Debatable. What you do on my channel is not to do with what Flatside does, mate. If you want to come on here and talk, don't mean that you have to go on Flatside to talk. That's silly.
Yeah, of course. Different channels, talking about different things.
Hey, Vintage, yeah.
F is definitely flat, but that's not what we're talking about.
How's it going, Vi? I knew you'd come on, like you stream a lot.
Oh, well, since you invited me.
Well, yeah. You know, anybody's welcome to join it. It means that I don't have to talk as much. I'm new to this streaming business, so I'm still like nervous and don't know what to say. And
so, but it's enjoyable, right? The whole streaming thing.
It's nice, and it gives people somewhere to come and chat as well, doesn't it? You know, it's,
of course. Of course.
Yeah, I really
appreciate. Don't go out now to do it.
Say again, PJ, talking over.
I know. I'm sorry.
Say again, Vi.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. I when I was first introduced to the whole streaming thing, I was like, wow, it's so easy to just click this button and talk to the world.
Yeah.
And the world talks back. Wow.
But like,
Yeah.
I
It's
don't.
Pretty amazing.
I'm not like that kind of person who. I'm not shy,
Hmm.
but I'm not like an in front of people speaker. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it's like we're not the world's greatest orators. You know, and we don't. Sometimes we don't know what to talk about. So yeah, but yeah, it's not. I'm the same. I mean, I was shy when I was younger, but I'm not shy about the streaming thing. But sometimes you don't know what to say. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
because you just want to keep in contact, right? But you don't know what to say,
Exactly.
but still you want to be there. I
Absolutely.
mean, that's a human thing, right? That's
Well, the idea of me streaming on a Tuesday night was to fill in that night that Fatzoid don't stream, so that everybody who
Right.
comes in Fatzoid's chat's got somewhere else to come and talk on Tuesday night. So
right.
that was the
Mm.
idea behind that.
Yeah, I mean, streaming is one thing, and then there's the chat going on. Hey, but I thought that was Michelle Gibson talking
No,
to.
it's Paula.
It's Paula. Well,
Yeah.
they have a very similar voice and reasoning.
Ah.
Paula,
I'm not necessarily a fan of Michelle Gibson, or I don't, but Paula reminds me of Michelle Gibson very much.
yeah, it's Paula. She has her own channel.
Uh-huh.
I'll try and find a link. PJ, do you just want to talk to Vi a minute while I nipped at Lou?
Yeah, absolutely,
Busting
absolutely.
for a week.
Yeah. I'm busting for a week. That means pee. For anybody who doesn't know what we is.
But you probably don't know Vi, like, but Vi's you've been streaming for years, haven't you? You've lost a few channels and that.
Lost a few.
He's a follower of Brian Staveley and that, so you know.
Oh, okay. Like Brian Staveley. I like him. Yeah, no, of course I've seen you boy about in that, but I didn't know you had a channel. I didn't know that. But yeah,
Yeah,
you've got a
as well.
channel. I'm going to go to
Just
it.
nip
I'll
into
go to
Low.
it now. Actually. Go for it, dude. Yeah, I'll just go in the chat and go to your channel. Is this your channel, the Voy one? Is that what you stream on?
Yeah, this is it.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
it's my fourth.
Pleasure.
It's my fourth
Pleasure.
channel. Yeah.
There you are. There you are. Let's do that then. Let's put the link in for your channel as well. Go to channel. Come on, be a bit quicker than that. Why is it slower tonight? There we go. About right. Subscribe. Hell. Oh, there we go. Go to about. I'll just put your link. Get your link and put it in chat.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah,
you know, when everybody has a wrench, you know, they can just click on my name and they will find my channel, like it used to be for everybody in the old days. But somehow they removed that because people got in touch too much. You know, they removed that feature because, you know, it worked too well.
Hello?
Yeah, that's it. Right, guys, that's I've just and that's Voy's link there for his channel. I'll put it in if nobody's subscribed. Please go subscribe to him. I just have, so there's his link.
Thank you.
There you go. No problems, man. No problems. Where are you from, Voy?
Netherlands.
Oh, Netherlands. Wow, English is so good, so good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it is good.
I didn't even notice your accent when you first came on. It's when you started talking a little bit more, I can hear the accent.
PJ,
I hear that more lately, so, and I really am. It really, how do you say? It really flatters me to hear
there's
that.
only us English people who can't be bothered to learn other languages.
Right? Yeah, it's so easy for them.
True. We don't. I mean, I'm Scottish, but we don't. Well, in a way, I'm kind of bilingual because I've got my own dialect, Doric, which nobody would understand. But in school, in primary school, we had to talk in English. We wasn't allowed to say I, we had to say yes. So we had to speak English in primary school. But once we went to secondary school, when we was older, we was allowed to talk with our normal dialect. But in primary school, we was always taught to talk English. So in a way, I'm kind of bilingual. In a way.
Yeah, but you know, when you're Dutch, and it's such a small country, you know, it's and so you're gonna have to learn. I mean, we were raised secondary school with 3-4 languages, you know, upon Dutch. So we learn or we get acquainted with French, German, English, of course, and maybe some Spanish or Latin or Greek.
What do you think to French, Vi? That's a tricky language because we had
No,
to do
it's very comparable to Spanish and very much comparable also to English. You know, they just have une prononciation, c'est différent. You know, that's a different pronunciation, but it's basically the same words.
But all them, you know, like they have them different verbs, you know, like aller, to go verb and stuff like that. I couldn't get my head around it.
Mm-hmm.
It was awkward.
It's difficult. You got to get into it. And even though I was taught it in school, French, I was taught in school.
Français.
Yeah, me too.
I was, you know, I never was that much of a star speaking French. But once I was in France itself, it amazed me how quickly I picked up. Like, wow, within a day or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
You know,
you have to.
Yeah, you have to. Once you're
you don't understand, then you have to pick it up somehow because you need to communicate. You need to buy stuff. You need to communicate. Ask how much. You need to say thank you. You know. So you've got. I think. Your brain will just start.
And
picking it up. You know.
And I think that if you don't speak a language, but you're in a foreign country, but you don't even try to speak the language, you're not in the country. You know, you're not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Tell that to all taxi drivers in England.
Right? Dude, I had a dude
Same here.
deliver something to me it wasn't even for me, it was for a neighbor. And he didn't even speak my language, nor did he speak English. It was like, wow, really?
You get a taxi driver in England, and obviously is usually Pakistani or Indian or some kind of descent. Not that I'm racist, obviously. My last name's Khan, so I'm clearly not. But you have to tell them where to go.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Imagine if I come to England and I get a taxi and I'm not from England, and taxi driver turns around and says, "You'll have to direct me." It's like, what?
Oh yeah, I mean taxis, they cost a fortune, don't they? To go 20 miles, it costs 80 quid for me. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Is my mic
Mental.
working? Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jeff.
Jeff. All right, Jeff. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Are you on your break, Jeff?
Sort of. I got yeah.
You seem to have got a nice job, Jeff, where you can take time out and listen to YouTube and that.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yep.
I don't know what that means, debatable D. I can see my name and Michael's name, but I haven't got a clue what that said. Some Afrikaans. Not sure. In fact, Afrikaans.
Well.
I haven't got a clue what that means.
I forgot de weet.
Maar ik kan Afrikaans spreken. Ik heb Afrikaans geleerd in school, in hoerschool. Ja, ik weet hoe Afrikaans is. Ja, is lang geleden voor mij.
Yeah, it's Dutch though, isn't it?
I didn't understand it either.
Yeah, it's like a very say maimed kind of Dutch. You know, it's like what? It's like very stupid. It's a very stupefied form of Dutch. You know, if you're a Dutchman and you have to learn Afrikaans, it feels like you have to speak stupid language. It's like everything is so.
Yeah, that's what it does sound something like that. Debatable D said something about Afrikaans meeting PJ and Michael through technology met flats out. Yeah, well, that's true. If that's what it means, something like that. Try and pronounce it though, Michael. Can you see that? Dit is een hoe kom Jules Afrikaans mooi leer PJ and Michael.
You know I butchered Afrikaans.
Yeah, dude, that's not even close. Dit is hoe kom jullie Afrikaans moet leren, PJ en Michael.
Wow.
Mika. Jullie is technisch digitaal in Zuid-Afrika met flatzooi.
Wow.
Dat is
See,
Afrikaans.
you can sometimes mimic the accent, but when it comes to the language itself, saying the language, it's wow, you just can't pronounce it properly. You need to learn that. When it was Flax's birthday week, we learned how to say 36 Sesondati or something like that. But, even saying that, it was like we couldn't get it right. Sesondati. Then Arwen came on and says it's not Ses, it's Zes, Zesondati. I'm like, okay, well.
They have a lot of like in it.
Yeah, definitely. Like Scottish, got a lot of in it, and German.
Uh-huh. Scottish is a lot
it's all
like German,
different.
really?
Wow.
What do you?
England's full of that many different variations.
Yeah.
You know, it's been sacked
definitely.
by Vikings, French, you know, and it's
Saxon.
It's not really English, is it? It's just mixed with all different kinds of things.
I think. Have you heard of the old language Ditch? Ditch, actually.
Ditch.
Oh no, never heard that.
It's it's a base language actually for German and also English and Dutch, and also the some of the Scandinavian languages. You know, it's
It would be cool to learn another language. Yeah, Rich, that's right. But flat so you can speak English so all good. Us learning to speak Afrikaans would take forever. It would. It seems quite difficult.
Jeff, you were learning Greek.
Yep.
That's funny. I went to Greece and I had my 18th birthday in Greece. We had a cultural exchange, and I learned to talk a little bit of Greek just to get by. Like, you know what I mean? Galimera, Galispera, Hieride, and you know what I mean? Paragalo for thank you, or you're welcome, Paragalo.
What's behind wanting to learn Greek? Is it because of Bible?
No, well, that, but also my wife is Greek.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yasu,
you got to speak it fluently then.
Yeah, right. She doesn't want to speak it with me until I learn better.
You've got formal and informal, haven't you, Jeff? You've got like Yasu and Yasus, haven't you? Hello is hello and not informal is Yasu and formal is Yasus, isn't it? Something like that. And you get Yasasas.
Yeah,
like
well, see, my wife speaks what's called Greeklish.
Right.
It's a mixture of Greek and English. Wow. It's really weird.
Oh. Greeklish.
Greeklish. I
That's
call it
a new one.
So Galimorning instead of Galimera. But yeah, Galimera is good morning, like Galispera. Good evening.
Yeah, Kalimera, Kalispera, Kalinikta.
Kalinikta is good night, and then you can just say Hieride, can't you? Hieride.
Yeah.
Something like that. Bosikani. I mean, how much for that? That's the kind of things I learned. Bosikani.
The kindness is where you say, how are you, right?
Digani is how are you? Yeah.
And then you say,
Hey, Jeff, have you ever heard me?
I say it's my birthday tomorrow. Is it Ine Dainethlemu?
Yeah.
Something like that. It was my birthday tomorrow. Ine Dainethlemu. What was it? Ine Dainethlemu. Avrio. That means tomorrow or today, is it? Avrio?
Avrio, yeah.
And is that tomorrow or today, Avrio?
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. So Dainethlemu Avrio. That's what I learned to say. Is my birthday tomorrow, which it was.
What were you going to say, Paula?
I was just going to say, have you ever heard me read a little bit of Greek when I'm doing the Bible studies on my channel? I would be curious to know how bad I butchered it.
Paula.
Oh. Well, I haven't had a chance to listen to your Greek, so
that's good.
Mia Aberdeen Scotia. I think that means I'm from Scotland. Mia Aberdeen Scotia. Is it?
Yeah.
All right. I can remember a few things. It was a long time ago.
It's me.
I mean, I'm 47 now. It's nearly 30 years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked Greek. I liked learning the bits that I learned when I was in Greece. I did want to learn it fluently, but I didn't carry on with it. Maybe it's something I can do. Because I already started it, you know. Everybody still here?
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Yep.
was just
Hello?
typing, sorry.
Oh, right, everybody
Well,
gone.
since we're talking about love, to say I love you, God, with all of my heart, it's Sagapo me Dios mi oli tin carteama.
I was already so impressed, but now I don't know what to say. Say that again.
God, yeah,
Say
say
it
it again,
again.
Jeff.
It sounded pretty beautiful.
Yeah,
Sagapo
Does-
me Dios
does-
mi oli tin
Poly-
carteama.
yeah. Polymorphy. Does that mean you're a good-looking girl or something? Polymorphy.
I'm not sure.
No.
Like
I
I'm
think
not
that's what I
fluent,
learned. Polymorphy
so
means a good-looking
you'll
girl.
have to bear with me.
Yeah, I like to say I learned a little bit. It was only enough to get by for 10 days, you know. But they spoke English anyway. I just tried to speak a little bit of Greek when I was there. I mean, I've probably forgot a lot of it, pronouncing it wrongly.
Debatable. The other languages I know are C, C++, Java.
JavaScript. Machine basic, yeah.
So where did you meet your wife then, Jeff? You didn't? Did you meet her in? You said she was Greek English, like. So where did you meet her?
I met her where I was, like where I was raised, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. It's nice.
Actually met her in a bar, which is funny. Yeah.
Isn't that where everybody meets
Yeah.
a woman?
It seems to be, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah, maybe it's something I should elaborate, expand on. Maybe I'm learning more Greek. That'd be cool.
I'd love to, but from experience, I think I'd struggle. What to do? We did.
See,
film.
how I learned because I learned a little bit before I went, because one of the girls it was going with was Greek originally. She spoke perfect Greek, and what she used to tell me what it meant, say something, and what it meant, and that, and I would write it down phonetically how it sounded to me, you know, in English. So I think, well, sort of English. It was what it sounded like to me. I wrote it down phonetically. That's kind of how I learned. It wasn't through books or a tape that you listen to or anything like that. It was, writing down what it sounded like to me. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it when I was doing it. I should, like I say, I should start it again.
But it's difficult learning a language that also has another alphabet, right? Like Greek.
Exactly. And the letters are completely different. I think Greek have only got 24 in their alphabet, have they? We've got 26.
Yeah, but it's
Something
completely
like that.
different letters, right? And some of the same
Yeah,
letters
yeah.
that have a different connotation to them. It's like,
Yeah.
it's
Alpha to the omega, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alpha, beta, gamma. So I don't know anything after that. Is it? It's alpha, beta, gamma. For
I have
ABC.
no idea, dude. I have no clue about Greek, to be honest.
I only know them
I think
stupid names they have for them sororities in films.
Right, alpha,
Yeah,
alpha,
Alpha, beta, gamma, or alpha, zeta, pi, or something.
Zeta, gamma, beta, I know. All different letters. But they're quite cultish, aren't they? I mean, fraternities and that. It's cultish, isn't it? Because they do stuff like it's tradition and they do it religiously.
They're almost like mini Mason things, you know, where they have to.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of reminds me of that.
You
Yeah,
know,
but
like,
we don't have that, do we?
They'll have
We
them
don't have
wearing
things like
nappies and they
fraternity.
have to like be laid on floor and they're chucking stuff on them and all that kind of thing. It's very Masonic.
See, we don't have fraternities here, do we, in Scotland and England?
No.
I've only ever had them in the US.
You know, that's the thing for me, like growing up when you look at these films, and I don't think I can't imagine that America really is like it is what when you see films like. But I always wished I grew up in America, you know, like because school in England compared to what you'd see in films, it was totally different.
Yeah, this Lord, there was a subject of love. We spoke about it for the first hour, the half an hour to an hour. We're just chatting now. If you want to come in,
Well,
The
it's funny that you say that because I used to watch these American movies too, and saw this like high school culture that you speak of, right?
Yeah.
And everything that goes with it. And then I was emigrated towards South Africa when I was
mhm.
12 years old, and the world pretty much looked like the movies.
Yeah.
I mean, we lived in a
Yeah.
villa. We had a swimming pool. People had,
Yeah, South Africa were really popular. A
dude,
few
and
people I went to.
things were pretty much like the
Yeah.
movie. For me, it was
Yeah.
a cult shock. I was actually in the movies,
Yeah, a few people I went to
more or
school
less.
with had lived in South Africa, like in the lives. It was a big thing for English people, I think, to emigrate over there.
Mm. But for me, pretty much it was like the movies, the whole high school thing and the hazing thing,
Mhm.
which isn't a thing in my country. When you go to high school, you're being hazed. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Discord. I've just put the link in if you want it. That is, if you want to come in.
He was still there, Paula.
Nope.
No, she's not.
She's not.
She's sleeping.
She's too busy chatting with Richie about speaking German.
Yeah.
Eins, Weins, vier, My dad used to speak a little bit German because when he was in the army, he was based in Germany. But as he used to say, he used to count to 10 in German, but I can only remember Eins, Weins, vier, something
Heinz
like that.
Weiss Dries.
Eins, Weins, Dries.
And I only know that from
that's it.
Cool Runnings.
Yeah, that's right. The German team.
The thing is here that you were in the Midwest, and you just don't, at least in the decades I was in school, you didn't run into anybody who didn't speak English, and so you only had to take a foreign language in high school just to make your credits to graduate. So that's what everybody did. And our German teacher, we never listened to actual Germans or anything. It was more technical, learning the grammar, which is probably why I'm better at English, because we had to learn a lot of grammar that ordinarily we wouldn't have got more courses in. But when we actually went to Germany at my senior year, and Austria and Switzerland, and it was hard. It just floored us that there were little kids speaking fluent German. It was just weird.
What is hazing? What does hazing mean? Hazing in South Africa stopped in the early 20s.
It's like when you
for good reason.
hazing is when you go into high school and you're how do you say green, and they're gonna pest, they're gonna
Prank you and stuff.
bully you and prank you, systematically and systemically. Yeah,
Right.
for
Got
2
you.
or for 3
Understand
weeks, to see how far they can go.
See if they can.
No,
break
Richie's right. Yes, from 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Something's wolf. That's wrong. Wrong way. How I pronounce it. Yeah, that looks German. Wir 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
One of my best friends when I were in secondary school in third year, I think, he was fluent German. Obviously he did his A-level German while he was like 13 or something.
Yeah, definitely something you should learn another language.
Obviously, back at school, like I'd be trying to get him to learn me all German swear words and that.
Achtung! Tension. That's just things you learn on TV and stuff, and when you see a movie, with Nazis or something in it, and it's yeah. I mean, I don't mean German people are Nazis. I'm talking about when the Nazi time was about and all that, in the Second World War. Cheers, debatable.
The one German word I know is wunderbar.
Wunderbar, wunderbar, wunderbar.
Yeah, debatable says, hazing is like an initiation, but it got really bad. Even even to some assault and sexual assault incidents at some schools. So they clamped down. Oh, definitely. If that was happening, they needed to clamp it down without a doubt.
Yeah.
Horrible thing,
Yeah.
especially sexual assault. Horrible.
You know, but it was
And it-
allowed, and it was by the how do you say by management of the school. You know, the head teacher knew about it, and he actually cooperated. I remember being sent to the head teacher for physical punishment by some of the people that hazed me. So they sent me to the head teacher. Another student sent me to the head teacher to get physical punishment. I didn't get the physical punishment, by the way.
Yeah, I had it when I was 5, and then the year I think it was that year that it was banned up in corporal punishment here in the UK. I think it was in about 81 I had it, and I think it was it banned in 81. I think it's stopped in 81 as well.
I just went into infant school as it had been banned.
Banned,
I can remember
yeah,
headmaster still had a cane on his desk, you know, like so you could see it, and they could put fear of God into you in it, like, but they couldn't use it.
Yeah.
No.
But you'd still get like clipped round here and stuff thrown at
Oh,
you,
definitely,
you know.
definitely. Or a knuckle in the
Yeah.
back, screw the knuckle into your back and that. Yeah. German is a horrible language. This Lord, are you coming in?
He's in.
Oh, he's in.
I've
I
let
didn't
him
realise
in. I
he was
don't know what he's doing.
Say something, Disc.
Discord, can you hear us?
Let us know you're here. No?
It's not working for him. He has trouble every time.
He sometimes has problems getting in here, doesn't he?
Dislord Vi is from. Where's Dislord from? Sweden, is it? Or?
No, he's
I
from
have no
Denmark.
clue.
No,
How
just-
many
yeah,
people are
Denmark.
in the
That's
room?
it.
Denmark.
Oh, he hears himself.
I used to think he sounded Swedish, didn't I? But no, he's from Denmark.
Dislord.
Sometimes to us, like some accents sound the same. Like to me, Finnish and Swedish kind of sounds the same.
Dislord.
You know what I mean? Maybe
1 minute, PJ. Dislord, if you can hear me, it's got to be on your end because this happens every time you join.
and you always get in.
It might be the case that he has some speakers plugged in. If you unplug the speakers, it will probably work. Same goes for the.
Vi struggles to get in every time. So
Oh.
Sometimes if you've got element open at the same time, it's a pain. So that's why when I come on here, I get rid of element just in case. Because sometimes it's a pain when you've got 2 things open at once. You know, that uses camera and mic and all that. So maybe it's that. I don't know. I'm not too technical when it comes to computers. I'm not computer savvy.
Do you use stuff like Dislord and that, Vi? Discord.
Discord. I tried Discord, but I never liked it.
You should try joining Element. What we go on when we go on flat sides.
Yeah, we don't like this
No, I don't
Discord.
like it.
We go on it sometimes when we have to, don't we? But in
Have
general,
you got link for it, PJ?
For
For Element,
flashes,
yeah.
for element, yeah, I'll stick it. Do you want me to stick it in? I should have it, yeah.
Then Vi can get it, and if he wants to join, he can. Like, it's up to him.
Yeah.
What is it? What's Element? Is that a
It's
new
like a chat room, but you like on Discord, you can get together on a voice call. You know.
Right, there it is, boy, if you want to join it. So once you join it and do your verifications and all that, keep it down as a favorite. So every time you come in, you don't have to sign in and verify and stuff like that. If you put it as a favorite, once you've signed in, made an account or whatever.
Are you on computer via on?
Yeah,
phone?
I am.
Yeah, so you just have it open in your browser. Don't download any apps for it.
No, just have it as a favorite bookmark or whatever. That's the link anyway.
It says Matrix.
I don't know why you.
It's Matrix.
People struggle to get on Element, like so. There is that.
Sometimes, yeah, but we find it definitely better than Discord. Discord, it sounds terrible.
I don't like name Discord. You know.
Well, yeah, it's a yeah, of course.
And I'll be honest, like
big
I've
place,
come
yeah.
across some really strange people me on Discord.
I remember.
It's where
I
first
remember it being advertised like somewhere in like 2018 or 2019. Like, come on, there's no trolls here. There's no trolls. Like, oh, everybody gets along here on Discord.
Mm,
No,
yeah, that's why
Rachel, we're not
it's
using
got-
Flatzide's chat room. We're in Element.
No,
We're
we're not.
in Restream.
That's just Flax's link
I
for
just
whoever wants to join.
wanted to put offer out there to Violet if he wanted to join, and he can talk to us offline, like, well, online but offline, not on YouTube live stream.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll put the link on YouTube. Did you need it?
No pressure, Vi.
yeah,
It's up to you whether you join it or not.
All right,
right?
I clicked the link. I'm gonna check it out.
Have a
first.
look into it, mate. Anyway, but like we all hang around here at
Yeah.
daytime, just dropping comments and that. Like.
Yeah. It'll say something like Matrix and all that, but yeah, it's the same thing. Element Matrix.
Yeah,
Some
you know,
people think
I
they're
keep
paying,
myself quite rationed on when it comes to social media. I'm just a staunch YouTuber. I think I don't do all these.
I can remember the first time I come across you, Vi, and it's going back years.
Yeah,
You were talking about Voynich's manuscript, like, and that's where you got your name from.
yeah.
That's years ago.
Yeah, that was like 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I decoded the Voynich manuscript, and it estranged me from the whole world itself. Yeah.
Vicky's sad because she's watched all of Neighbours and she has to wait till next week for the next episode.
Not funny.
I thought they'd canned Neighbours, like.
No,
Yeah, they did.
yeah.
They did can Neighbours, but they who bought it? Who bought it?
Amazon.
Amazon
Oh,
bought
wow.
it, so it's on Prime.
It's on Freebie.
It's on Freebie. So yeah, you've got to obviously subscribe and pay some money for it.
Amazon. It's just Amazon.
Yeah, but how much?
I don't know. It just comes out my bank.
Oh, okay.
Paul, are you showing Discord?
Yeah, I was just sitting here kind of thinking, well, I should put something on the screen, try to figure out something I can put up there.
Something different from what's been on the screen all night.
It's like, well, we're not talking about the Bible anymore, so I guess I'll roll with whatever we got.
Like I'm a Jesus freak, but we can still have a laugh and talk about other things. Just because you're a Christian don't mean that you're
Right.
And
Yes, we actually talk about other things.
yeah.
Yeah, I like very much what you said about organization and about riches. It's not a bad thing. It's not bad to be rich or to have an organization in itself. And but the world has gotten so rotten that we might see it as such, right? Because every organization is almost how do you say, corrupted.
Corrupt, yeah.
And but so yeah, therefore, like you said, money is not an evil thing. Organization isn't an evil thing. And
Oh, he's backstage.
I've let him in, but there's no avatar showing when I let him in.
Okay.
It's got to be something you're doing, this lad, though, because you have this every time you join.
I know. You always manage
Yeah, like 3-4 times on the trot, it's got to be your issue, not out to the way.
Everything works here, he said. He said everything works here. It shows all is 100%.
Well, everybody else has got an
apparently not.
avatar showing, and this lad Auntie just got. And to me, this lad's like background looks darker than everybody else's.
It even shows my mic moving. Oh, that's weird.
I don't see
do
anybody
not know
else's
what's going on
avatar.
there.
That's what's weird. I only see mine.
It makes no sense. Don't understand myself, Disc. But you usually manage somehow. I don't know how.
It's good. Something like, I don't know. Have you got your camera turned on?
Try another browser.
yeah,
Try another browser, dude.
Is it mean
I
of
think
me
what am I
not to?
on? I'm on Chrome.
Is it mean of me not to try to help?
Just your mic.
Paul, every time he's joined, he's had the same problem.
Yeah, he always has his
If he's
problems.
not remembered how he managed to do it from time before, then that's his own fault.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit back here in the corner for a while. I got about 10, 15 more minutes before I have to get supper out of the oven anyway. But
Yeah,
if
well,
there's anything you want,
we're only going for another 20 minutes anyway. I'm
okay.
canning it at 9.
Oh, yeah, but, wow. Wow, we're in an hour and 40 already.
It goes fast, but I mean,
It
I
does.
watched all the neighbours.
the first time we streamed flew, and then second, 2 and third times that we streamed seemed like an age, you know. But the more we're doing it, the more quicker it seems to go.
Rachel's talking to you, Vicky.
What she said.
She said, "You still watch Neighbours, Vicky? Lol. I hate waiting for episodes. Prefer series to be out already or daily episodes, else I forget what happened. Lol."
No, but I hate waiting.
Yeah, so she sat and watched 5 episodes.
I watched EastEnders at 9 o'clock this morning.
EastEnders at 9 o'clock this morning.
No.
So mad. So
Richie says 4 more hours. No chance. Clocks have just gone back at 9 o'clock's my bedtime.
That's film time. Fall asleep in front of a film.
Yeah.
What was that film you sent to me earlier? I haven't had a look at it.
It was just like a crappy looking horror type thing that popped up. It had clowns in it, man. Like,
All right.
Oh, no.
scared me
I'm
to
not
death.
watching that.
Yeah, Vicky says I can't watch that. Let's see.
I've always been a film freak, you know, and horror films I've always loved, right? And I've never ever found an horror film that really freaks me out or scares me. But that last night actually made hairs stand up on me. Creeped me out.
Nice.
So,
No, I like Saw, but it's not scary. It's just gory.
Something about them clowns, man.
and that Hostel.
Oh, Hostel's a horrible film. Horrible.
Rachel, I'll send you. In fact, I'll get a link for it now and post it in the chat if I can.
Clowns aren't horrors.
To you watch this.
Horrible.
Have you not seen it?
Yeah, the new one's not as bad.
Yeah, but it's better. It's better makeup and graphics and that.
No,
Obviously.
but his eyes, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but the guy that plays him, I can't remember his name. His eyes are like that in real life.
Yeah,
He's kind of got one eye that
they
kind of
light
stares
up,
the other
don't
way.
they?
Mm.
Don't they light up in the film?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. It's a long film.
No.
There's 2 of them now. No,
Yeah, but the old one is awful.
yeah, but it's one of them. It's a Stephen King thing. Stephen King wrote about things like that.
He's a bit twisted in the end.
He is twisted. I used to read all his books. I've read a lot of his books, but I stopped reading them, obviously. It's not a very Christian thing to do.
He's satanic.
Satanic, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He's definitely got a twisted mind to come out with them things. You know?
Not good.
Yeah, it is, Glenn. So it's just downright gory. Very gory. But I like it because I like to see the contraptions and that he makes, you know? I like it. They've made too many now, though, you know? It's the newest one, I've watched it, you know, and it's like a prequel. It goes back to before he died, you know?
I didn't think that was that bad.
Yeah, it was alright. The guy got his eyes sucked out and that was horrible. Getting your eyes sucked out by actual suction. Wow. No.
He's done it. This lad, you've done it.
DJ Reed.
What up, dudes?
There you are. See?
Yeah,
You
but
always
what the
get
hell?
it.
I mean, what
Did
the? This
I knew
is
as soon
the
as I seen you go on
Firefox
Avatar, I
just
knew
won't
you'd
let
done
me
it.
in.
This lad, right? Remember what you
Firefox
did.
won't work.
This lad.
Yeah, I just
Remember
need
what-
to not use Firefox.
All right. Well, that's probably what you said last time.
Yeah, for some reason.
Well, you need to remember.
Yeah, but
'cause that-
Firefox never works, so I guess I jumped in here last time too.
Michael Ritchie's got to watch that
It's
tonight.
very weird.
It's all ready to go, she said.
Rich is what?
Ritchie's got to watch that film tonight.
And the thing is,
Yeah, Richie.
I've
if,
done
if that
nothing
don't make
different on
hairs
this
stand
browser.
up on back of your neck, there's something wrong with you.
I'm not watching it.
Vicky says I'm not watching it. I want to watch it. If it
You can
makes it...
watch it when I go out.
Okay, I'll watch it when she goes home.
How's my volume though?
It's all right. You sound a little tinny, but you're good. We can hear you.
It's not too bad,
A
but
little what?
listen, this lad, we're only going for
Sounds-
another 20 minutes. Should have done.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Yeah, you know what we're saying.
Is
You
it too
sound a
loud or
little-
too low?
No, it's fine. It's fine. You just sound a little tinny, like you're talking in a tin can, but it sounds. We can hear you. It's good.
Paula,
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
what do you do? Like, do you ever watch films that are out?
Oh, once in a while. They're everything is too what we call woke anymore.
Like,
It's hard to watch.
It is. Everything's too woke now.
What does that mean to you saying woke? That confused me a lot. I'm not sure I get it.
It's kind of a catch-all term for everything that is against reason, morality, anything fair or
Oh.
just. It's against all of those things.
Yeah, like.
But
like,
how do we call that woke? Because that would be the opposite for real.
That's what they call themselves.
Yeah, it's them. They call it,
Ah,
like they're
okay.
they're illuminated. They, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Most of
that
the
way.
people who
Because
come
that's
under
the fake
woke are
woke,
fast
yeah.
asleep.
They think they are woke. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Pushing
it.
all the
They think
technology
it,
and all the transhumanism and all that shit.
like LGBTQ.
GMO foods and whatever.
They would class themselves as woke, like LGBTQ. They would class as woke.
What about the fake
Yeah.
meats? What about the cloned meats and stuff? That's disgusting. That's coming. That if it's not already, close to be on the market, that's freaking me out. People gonna eat cloned meat and lab meat. Oh yeah, but we didn't kill an animal, so it's okay. No.
Well,
That's
I know
coming.
They use human poop to fertilize crops as well. It's mental.
Well, I heard that this supermarket chain, Lidl,
Lidl, yeah, Lidl.
you might have them there too. It
Yeah, we have Lidl.
Yep.
it wants all meat banned by 2028 or 2030. So they're already planning for that. So.
I think it's
Well, have you seen what?
wonderful. I think it should happen way before.
Did you see what some of the Chinese are doing? Like they're getting old meat that's gone kind of off, and the colour's gone off, and dyeing the meat's red, and the fish like sort of white, back to white instead of grey.
Yeah, that's always
really nice.
That's nothing new,
Yeah, they're dyeing it.
Oh yeah, I always wondered how does the Bible allow you to eat meat? I don't get it. I heard Paula say something one day because I know that it never did, and then I don't know when it started to doing that because I don't see it as right. I don't see it as right that any humans eat other living beings, other souls on earth, our brothers and sisters in another form. I just don't agree with it. I just can't do it.
Well,
and I don't judge, but I just don't get it. I don't think we should.
Paula will probably answer better, but as long as I've been reading Bible, it doesn't say out to it that you can't.
But there seems to be a fight on that issue that people says it never says we can. It never said we could either. So I'm just asking because some people believe that you are allowed to eat other animals' meat, but I don't think it's that meat they talked about. I'm just not sure.
Yeah, but that's what you
even
gotta
like
read the Bible.
Yeah,
In
in the
order
Old
to make
Testament,
that
they
claim.
sacrificed the meat and they sometimes ate it.
What about fish?
They sometimes ate it after it was sacrificed to the Lord. What about fish?
Oh, was that bunny lad you
Yeah.
put on screen, Paula?
Of course. I mean, Jesus himself multiplied the fish to eat. So if Jesus,
Yeah,
said
but I
it's
don't
okay-
believe that story is true. I don't believe he actually
Everybody's
gave
talking.
alcohol and fish. So
All those
Yeah.
spots in
Yeah.
the Bible where it would be declaring people ate meat, veal, and things and fish, right? You just reject them,
Yeah.
and then you'll say that the Bible doesn't allow it. When Noah
Yeah.
gets off
No,
the
I-
ark,
I'm
you'll
not-
just
I'm not
reject
saying
that
they
story,
didn't.
Yeah.
and then you claim
That's
the
it.
Bible doesn't say. That's weird, Discord.
I haven't
Yeah,
claimed anything, man. You're not hearing me.
I'll have one.
Yeah.
Let me have one comment on this. When we spoke the other week, this lad, you said you'd not read Bible, so you can't really comment on it.
I never said it doesn't say. I said there's a lot of discussion on it. I want to see how it is on your end. I say I don't
Why would
agree
you
with
find?
eating animals.
But
I
why
didn't
don't?
say I don't agree with what it says.
I put a link in the description in the live chat for a debate I did on the topic. If you're ever interested in hearing people,
for sure.
debate the thing, I was on one end of it. So
I eat pork.
Can I just say, right? Can I just say, if everyone went vegan, all the animals that are on farms and that would be destroyed because a farmer would not pay to keep them.
Yeah.
So that either way they're gonna die.
Yeah, but that's an unnatural
They overrun
thing.
with
Caging
animals.
them up and stuff is unnatural in the first place. They should live as they were supposed to. If anything, that would work. Nature knows what it's doing.
Well, you have to look at it this way, though, this lad. God created man, animals, and earth, and whatever he says goes. As soon as he owns it.
Yeah, and he gave Adam dominion over them.
Yeah.
He had dominion
Yeah,
over
but
them.
I think we can all agree that pretty much all humans, not all, but pretty much all humans, we are not meat eaters. It doesn't, we don't enjoy hunting it down, killing it, ripping it apart, licking its, drinking its blood. We don't get turned on by ripping it up and looking at its organs and biting into it. So we are clearly not meat eaters. We are able to do it, but we are not meat eaters. Just the thing that we can break it down, that doesn't make us meat eaters, though. It makes us able to eat it. So in my mind, it's completely wrong, because if you can't hunt it, and if you don't get a little turned on by hunting and killing it and all that, then you're not a meat eater. Then you're just doing it to survive.
No, right. That. That's not what I was gonna say.
I just forgot what she was going to say. When it comes back, let me know.
But
right, no. So if you want everyone to be vegan, right?
No. I don't care what other people do. I just want people to be honest with themselves from the subject. You don't want to hunt it down and rip it apart.
Come on, let's keep it nice. Come on.
It's nature.
I am being nice. I'm not saying anything. I'm not trying to take anything away from anyone. I just want us to be honest.
I think
we don't want to hunt down an animal and kill it.
I think it's an admirable position to take. Like you say, I don't want to eat meat because I don't kill animals and therefore I don't eat meat. But it's like, why are you living in a house that can you actually build a brick upon a brick? And because you never laid a brick upon another brick and you never build a roof on top of a few walls, does it mean that you cannot live in a house? Is it?
But that has nothing to do with the subject.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it is.
And I can actually lay bricks. So lay bricks, I could also kill an animal, but I would never do that.
But can you also? It's not because you cannot do plumbing that you shouldn't have a tap in your house, right? It's not because you don't
not the
hunt,
same.
so you don't.
It's not even close to the same. We're talking about a living being.
Okay, I'm trying to compare
and the killing. We're not talking about stones.
Mm-hmm.
No, but like say, even like animals eat.
You can compare something that's not alive with something that's alive.
I would agree there. Killing is a different thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but I know you're just trying to make an example.
I think personally, like, this is my opinion. If you're going to kill an animal, then it should be for food, not just for for idea of killing for sport. Like, I don't kill animals, but I eat animals that have been killed for me.
And that's the thing. I feel like people should kill their own food. Then they should kill it. They should, skin it. They should all that stuff. Because if they're not able to do that, they should just stop it.
If everyone should kill their own meat, all vegans should grow their own stuff. There you go.
What?
If everybody should eat their own meat, kill their own meat, kill animals for their own meat, she said, vegans should grow their own stuff.
I grow my own stuff.
Yeah,
the only time I can is when the winter is on.
If we're not allowed to eat animals and we have to kill
I'm not saying no one's allowed to. I just don't personally see it as right.
Stop going to shops, use your gardens and grow stuff.
Yeah, well, he does, but it's not all vegans do that. Maybe you do this, but not all vegans do that, do they?
It's hypocritical.
I don't even claim to be a vegan. I believe the vegans are everything. They don't even know what the hell they're doing, eating crap, and they are actually more unhealthy than before. You know, they don't know what they're doing. The people, most of the people labeling themselves
I've
vegans.
not seen many
They're eating
healthy looking
soy and
vegans.
gluten and
Yeah, you do hear PJ
no,
Ryan.
but you know, vegan is a label, and it feeds you so much trash that's not even food, you know. So I don't even want to call myself a vegan. I say I'm plant-based, and my foods are based on actual vegetables, and everything is everything has to be organic if I can.
Stop snoring tonight.
I don't know what you were going to say.
I can't remember.
Ryan, come in for the
Well,
last
the
5 minutes.
this lad originally asked Paula. Well, he didn't ask Paula, but he asked, "Is it biblical?" Are you still here, Paula?
Nope.
Still gone.
Well, that's too bad.
Ryan, if you want,
This
you wanna
lad
come
said
in
he's
for the last
heard
5
around
minutes?
that it never said in Bible that you could eat meat. I wonder if you could quickly address it, if you can, Paula.
Yeah, I've had some things on
but I
screen. I
don't
had
know if that
one just a
changed.
minute ago. Am I allowed to talk? Hey, am I allowed to answer? I had some
Oh,
things
yes,
on
of course,
screen. I
of
had
course.
one right after Noah got off the boat, where after the flood, where he said, "You just used to eat just the green plants. Now I'm giving you everything, the 4-footed beasts, etc., as a blessing." And then Romans 14 says, "Make up your own mind what you eat. God doesn't forbid you to eat anything." And I mentioned the debate that I did. That was much more detail. So if you ask me what the Bible says, I'll tell you. And it says we're allowed to eat anything we want. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay,
It says
but that was what I asked. You know, we weren't in the start, but we were later on, right? It
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah, well, it's all got a bit to do with fall, hasn't it, Paula?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a reminder at the very least of the price of sin and the awful penalty of sin, what sin did to the world. It's a reminder of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Off to eat those magic mushrooms.
Just welcome, Ryan.
Yeah, you go, Ryan. Thanks for coming.
I don't know if you do a mic check, Ryan, but we're only going on for another 5 minutes. You're a bit late, mate.
Oh, darn it. I'm sorry. I missed it.
Yeah, you missed it, Ryan. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, no, Vicky was just saying that.
I got to say hi, though.
Vicky was just saying about a lot of vegans, you know, especially like the ones on YouTube and that, they're like Vegan Gains and that. And what's the other woman? The vegan teacher, yeah. They try and push it really badly. They like protest outside McDonald's and stuff like that. They really, really try and push it on everybody that doesn't want it. I know you don't.
They're wasting their time.
Meat eaters don't try and get vegans to eat meat.
No, of course not. Of course not.
Like,
no, meat eaters just call them idiots and all that stuff, you know. So both are just as bad for real, you know. But I don't agree with the vegans doing those things.
I think,
you know, nobody should push.
I think.
Yeah.
I think what
it also says not to eat insects, Glenn, as well as shellfish.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, but shellfish is unclean.
I know, but it tastes nice.
I mean, it's an hard argument to have with this, because you don't really believe Bible. But like, God made this place. If He says it's all right to eat meat, then it's all right to eat. If you choose not to, that is your choice. And that's pretty much as far as argument really needs to go.
Ryan says hi, Vicky.
I think the ones who choosing to eat I was lagging there. The ones choosing to eat the meats, you know, they should be able to kill it and prepare it themselves. Otherwise, it's not really a choice. Then you are just doing it because someone does it for you, and that's not in your nature. You know, if it's not in your nature, you are going against yourself, and you know, I see that as wrong. So if I can't do it, I shouldn't do it, and I couldn't do it, so I'm not doing it.
I mean,
that's the way I look at it.
Like, I mean, I go fishing, and I always put the fish back.
Right,
but
Paula, take care. I'll speak to you offline.
All right, thanks. We'll see you later. I gotta go.
Yeah, we're going shortly anyway.
Have a lovely one.
Yeah, like I go fishing, I always put the fish back from the canals or rivers or whatever. But they're dirty. But no, I always put them back anyway. But if I went to the sea and caught by angling, if I caught a haddock or something, yeah, I would gut it, fillet it myself. Yeah, I've done that before.
I'd do it.
But, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Not from
yeah, so with at all. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that as long as you are able to do that, and then you are able to do that. Then it's in you. Then it's right to you, and that doesn't change it. That's not wrong. You are able to do it.
Yeah, I do, Richie.
That's
In general, I
fine.
always put the fish back.
But most people are not able to kill and rip it apart.
But
You don't rip it apart.
this
you
seems
use a
like
knife.
it's a problem for you, though, this lad. You brought it
You're not
up.
using your hands, are you?
It seems like it's something that bothers you.
Yeah.
I think if you get hungry enough, you'll kill this, Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Of course you would.
If you were starving,
You'd eat dog food out of the tin. Of course,
What?
you're starving.
we had this conversation.
That's the thing. I know I won't.
See, I must not have missed the best part.
Rich.
Someone might do it, I won't.
Richie said
like
just
to
spoke
do
too
it.
soon. Now, Richie, I always put the fish back, always. But every now and again, if I went to, I've never done it. If I caught one in the sea, I would maybe try it. Because I've got it in filtered fish before, but they were already dead. Because I'm from a fishing town up in Scotland, so all the jobs you get is like fish factories. So I've gutted fish and filleted them. But if I've never caught one and done it, but I dare say I would if it was from the sea. But in general, I always put the fish back.
When I was a kid, right?
But the problem for everybody going out and killing their own animals, everybody be running around with guns and that, like.
Aye.
What
when I was a
about a
kid,
sheep? How would you feel killing a sheep?
if a horse died, it'd be put on the back of a trailer thing, and it'd be used for meat.
Yeah. Exactly.
I wouldn't like to kill any animal, this lad, to be honest. I don't like to kill one at all.
No,
but
I would like
if I were, I don't
starving,
know, if I weren't living at home and for some crazy reason Well's gone that crazy, I'm having to live in woods and fend for myself, then I would kill animals to eat them.
During a famine, we would eat each other.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, there's ways to get around that for sure, but I get it. I believe meat only came into our world because of survival and bad situations on Earth. That it was anything else, most places on Earth, in bad times we had to do it to even survive. But I don't believe we were ever meant to for real do it. The fact that we were whatever in the Bible as well, I don't think that's because we were meant to do it. I think it's because we had to for a while. Now that we don't at all, I just don't see why we are still doing it. People who wants to, people who can kill, whatever, do what you want. But the ones that doesn't want to kill and couldn't, they should think about it.
It says when in Genesis, like when Adam's in the garden, there'll be all these trees and seeds and that'll be for meat. But the problem is, after the fall, and they were kicked out of the garden, and all world's just gone downhill, this lad, and like where we are now, where you've got battery end farms, and is it even humane how they're killing these cows and sheep and that? That's how fallen this world's got, like. But God's taking account, don't worry. But I don't think it's
at least we should
to say that you can't eat meat.
We should get back to old. Yeah, at least we're having local butcher shops and not this mass murder shit we got going on. There should just be one little butcher shop in each town. People should order some days before, or order a week before, like that.
Well, this is why us who believe in God and Jesus and Bible want him to come back quickly, like, because that'll put end to all this.
Yeah.
Right. You might say, things don't change by saying it should be like this, it should be like that. That's how communism works. But then again, I do actually know a farmer that is a butcher too, and the guy has like all kinds of meat, like sheep and chicken and every kind of meat that you can think of. And he butchers, he grows it, he farms it, and he butchers it too. And you can just visit the farm and buy meat there, and it's kind of cheap, but you're inside of the butcher's workplace, so it's quite a bloody area, it's but it's you get a big bag of meat for 25-30 euros. It's like, what?
Wow.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
know?
Amazing.
Going back,
Yeah, Glenn Sausage.
So all I'm
Same.
saying is there is these kind of
That's true, actually.
Yeah, Glen Sausage. People have eaten
Yeah,
each
yeah,
other in plane
I know
crashes.
places
Yeah, that's when the
like that too.
guy crashed in the Himalayas, wasn't it?
yeah,
In
that
the-
film.
in
What
the-
was that
in the
film called?
Yeah, there was a film about it.
Alive.
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 Oh,
Yeah,
so-
that's it. Alive.
Alive, that's it. Yeah, they each other. This survival, wasn't it? The guys were dead, so
Didn't
They-
they agree to eat each other?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe I think they agreed to eat each other. They died, didn't they?
The
Something like that.
they're the ones that
Yeah, I've
died.
seen
in the
movies
like.
like that.
Yeah, they had to do it to survive. I get that.
Yeah, I
They
know.
were taking
I
meat off ones
know
who
a farm
died.
over here too that makes lamb. You know, organic lamb over here. I just don't. When I see the lamb, the sheeps when I drive by every time, and I know that cross on their back, I know they're done soon. You know, I don't like it. But you know, I like that people are doing it, you know, the right way. You know, like people order food from some place. You know, we don't kill 10 animals and sell 2. You know, that whole thing should stop. You know, the thing. If people want to do it, it should be locally or butcher shops or stuff like. So we don't overkill, for sure. But we
I mean,
can change that from day to day. But
I can't help what's getting killed and put in the supermarket, but I only buy enough meat to eat, and I don't eat all that much anyway. Like
Yeah.
I might have a chicken once a week for a Sunday dinner, and some bacon and some sausages.
Yeah.
Maybe that's about it. Like I don't
Yeah, I
eat
mean, I'll have
mammoth
a steak
amount.
now and again. I'll have a steak now and again,
I
fish,
like ostrich.
and maybe pork chops or something. But in sausages, really. But in general, we don't eat a lot of meat.
Ostrich is nice.
I haven't tried ostrich. I've tried buffalo.
I've had
I've tried
ostrich
buffalo.
burgers.
Flightless birds.
Benefit.
Flightless
I
birds.
want to try alligator.
Aren't
Do you?
Yeah, I want
You
to try.
can order it.
I want to try alligator. I mean, there was a butcher here in Coventry that used to sell kangaroo, alligator,
One
and stuff like that.
You used to be able to buy squirrels.
PJ Matt's
Yeah.
trying to speak.
I just want,
Oh, okay, go on.
no, I just wanted to say it seems I know God loves me because of flightless birds, right? They're designed to be to be eaten.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. I believe so.
yeah, but not by you.
Yeah, like,
I mean, you have a little delicious flightless bird, you know. It's
I would
Wow.
think it was so cute. I would like to cage it up and take care of it. I wouldn't want to put it in my mouth.
So Glenn's had alligator and iguana.
Oh,
Both are
I want
delicious.
it. I want to try it.
Sure.
I loved it. I like trying different meat.
Yeah, I would. I've tried different meat,
Yeah,
but I
what-
wouldn't try things like animals.
What
I wouldn't do that.
what Dislar's just said there, like yeah, if you take an animal and then it becomes a pet, like you're not really going to want to kill it.
yeah, he's got a
No,
good. You
of
gotta,
course.
yeah, we hear your heart, this Lord. There's, you know,
Definitely. I
I
understand
totally
what
hear
you're
his
saying.
heart, like, but you know, like to come and say that we shouldn't be. I mean, how do you know, like, what God wills and what God don't?
No. I don't believe we should. If it's not in us, we shouldn't. And you know, we should listen to our feelings. You know, to ourselves. You know, like if we can't do it ourselves, if you can't go kill it and rip it apart and all that stuff, and look at the blood and enjoy that process, then you're not a meat eater, and that's just a fact. But that doesn't mean you can't eat it. But you know, you're just not a meat eater if you don't enjoy the whole process of killing it and hunting it and all that. And I'm not saying you shouldn't eat it. I'm just saying I don't want to do it because I know myself and it's not right to me, you know. And there's no need to do it anymore. We might have had need for it sometime, a long time ago, but we don't anymore.
But
I don't think that's fair,
I-
man. Because a lot of long-term studies are not there when it comes to the vegan diet. A lot of people are sick because they're on these vegan diets.
Yes, it is. The thing is, they just manipulate it. They just give you fake facts, fake shit, you know. And even with meat, they lie. Lots of things in meat, like
But
even the iron
Would
in
you
meat.
would
The
you not
iron
say
in
that
meat is
you're
the wrong
biased,
type.
this lad?
The fat in meat is bad for you too. There's so much wrong with meat. They only talk about protein and this and that, but protein is so easy to get anyway. And it's secondhand protein in meat anyway. Everything is secondhand in
Do you
meat.
not think that you're biased though, because you don't eat meat?
Yeah.
No,
Of course
because I
you've got to do it.
chose it. I've been eating meat my whole life. I chose it myself. You know, I chose to go away from it. And I'm not pushing being a plant-based person. I'm
I won't.
just saying how I feel about it.
Being totally vegetarian don't appeal to me at all.
No,
It's
no.
naff,
no.
like
It doesn't appeal to me too.
I can eat
It's not
loads
that
of
it's not that I
salad.
didn't like the taste or whatever.
Yeah, but listen, I can eat loads of salad, like plates of it, and it doesn't even fill me up.
No, it doesn't.
I
No,
must
but
say,
you don't just sit and eat salad. You know, I don't even sit and eat salad. Who wanna do that? You know,
If
but
I'm
it
not,
has to be
this
you
part,
know
I
made in
do
this.
appreciate. I do appreciate the moral aspect of your position. You know, that is admirable. Like you say, you know,
course.
you don't kill an animal daily or weekly, and so therefore you don't eat meat. I totally get that. I admire that. I always admire that of all vegans. You know, the moral aspect of it. It's like, you know, yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like I wanted meats and stuff. I just realized how, you know, I just realized some things at some
Yeah.
point, and that took me over. Like, I can't do this. I even felt sick eating a chicken one day. I was like, oh no, I have to stop this. When I saw the bone and the veins, I just got sick within. You know, it was something that came to me slowly and got stronger and stronger, and then I just couldn't do it one day. You know, and I started feeling so
That's
bad
what
and wrong about it, and I just stopped.
That's what I was going to say as well, Glenn. We've got canine teeth. We've got teeth for design for ripping through meat. You know,
Plant eating monkeys also got that. You know, that's one of the. We don't have meat eating. We only have. Oh, sorry, did I hear you wrong? You know, we got the same teeth as plant-based, plant-eating monkeys and stuff like that. Don't got rip the meat up teeth.
a monkey will eat meat, though.
Yeah, of course it will. If it was starving, it would eat meat.
Well, there's monkeys that's only plant-based as well, you know, but of course they eat barks.
And it's
Oh, you mean the appendix?
I don't know. We've got it to eat like grass and that,
Appendix.
but it don't do anything.
You on about appendix?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Yeah, we do, but appendix don't do anything anymore apparently. Because you can have your appendix out and still be okay. So
As long
maybe
as
that was
I
for-
have freedom of choice.
I think
to eat
appendix
what
is
I
a
want.
myth. Like, I knew you were going to say that. I think
I'm
appendix
free, you're
arguments are myth. Like, to be honest.
I'm sorry, Yannick. 3 years
shout
vegan.
out to
Oh, it's got to be so
the
bland.
newest daughter.
This is how I see it. Like, I think it's all about balance. Like, and
Well,
you
yeah.
shouldn't eat way too much meat, and you shouldn't eat way too much vegetables and salad and stuff. Like, I think
No, we
it's
should
a
have
good mix.
Sure.
Yeah, of course. We shouldn't be gluttonous with it. Definitely not. No. What Rachel says, appendix
Yeah,
can be
okay.
removed. And I have heard that a lot of people survive okay without appendix. It obviously must do something. It's there for a reason, you know.
I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, collect poison
know,
or something,
for
because
me,
when it busts, it like poisons your body.
I'm not sure. I really don't know what your appendix do. I mean, I have heard things and all that, but I really don't know.
I've heard it suggested it's good for your immune system, but just because you don't know the use of an organ doesn't mean it has no use.
Yeah,
No,
just because they remove it don't mean it's alright to remove it. But I suppose, like, if it does pop
No.
and it's poisoning your belly, it's got to be removed.
Got to be removed, yeah.
But that tells me that when it
you
pops,
should never
it's
take
poisoning
something
your
out,
body.
no.
There's something in it that it's taking from your body that's poisonous. Like,
That's it.
that's how I see it.
Yeah, Yannick says it's fine, PG. I'm not dumb. Just the accessible meat or animals products are mostly bad for health. But I wouldn't let myself die if I had to eat meat. Well, exactly. You're right, friendly outcast. How you doing, man?
Yeah,
I'd
I
have
hear
to-
that.
I'd have to
Yeah,
see how
but,
it- how
you know, I
proven
just
that
say
it's bad for you. Like,
I wouldn't kill even if I was gonna die. But if someone killed something, okay. But I wouldn't kill it. I'm going down. You know, I'm going down, not killing. I don't care.
I don't know, man. We are capable
I don't even
of
enjoy this
beautiful-
world that much, you know. So I'll rather.
You're capable of beautiful and terrible things.
I would be digging in the ground, finding the roots of tree. I would be eating anything edible, you know. There's a lot of shit you can eat. There's
Yeah,
mushrooms everywhere. There's this, that, and I would be hunting for that first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, like say, animals eat animals, so
Yeah, but animals are animals.
Hakuna Matata.
They are not us.
Exactly, Michael.
Yeah, but we can't compare ourselves with animals. We
Why
can't.
can't
We for
we?
real can't, because we don't have that program they do.
Yeah, but we used to, didn't we?
It's in the name of animals. They have like an animated program. They don't know any different.
But
We
it
do.
shows you though. It just shows you that eating meat's not immoral.
To be fair, I've got 2 dead animals in my house.
What do you mean?
Mud, springbok.
But the animals doesn't see any moral, and animals don't have moral like that. They just see something. They get turned on by hunting and killing. It's a game and almost sexy, almost a sexy thing for them. To hunt and kill something, they get turned on by it. We don't have that program, and the ones who do, they're not that many actually. Most people are trained to kill animals on farms. Their father teaches them to kill. They don't like it, but they end up just doing it in automatic mode. They never liked it. They just do it because they learned how, and it's money. It's just most people don't enjoy it.
I don't know, dude.
Some do,
There's
of
a lot
course,
of
but
rednecks.
that's
There's a
not
lot of
weirdos.
rednecks around here that really get turned on by hunting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, I collect dead
Yeah.
animals.
Yeah, there's weirdos out there for sure.
Hey, listen, there's a lot. There's an odd few human likes hunting human.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
But all humans are not real humans anyway, so we don't know who's who.
If we're not real humans, what are we?
But I mean, would you put yourself in the same boat as the elites and what they do and how they are? I mean, they are not really human. What are they, man? They're more like freaks. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't call them human.
I didn't know that though. I didn't know that. Like that's something that gets pushed
I'm not
around.
saying their
YouTube,
body
like,
ain't identical, perhaps.
I didn't know that they're not same
They
as
don't
us.
work like they should. Well, they just don't work like they should. It's like they got another program going on. The way how they can treat the whole world and all that, and how they are the ones putting all the systems we don't like into place and shit. They seem like human, like everyone says. They seem like some beastly creature. Pretending to be
Have
human.
you met one? Have you met one of these
elites?
Yeah.
No, but why is that even a question? You know what I mean?
Comment, then.
It's not like no one disagrees with the elites being different than us.
I do. I'm disagreeing now. I didn't know.
Okay, well, so you
say
agree with
YouTube,
the elites?
but
The world is great.
I didn't know.
I don't know. I didn't claim anything. I say it seems like.
Yeah, but this is what they are.
This is the issue I have with this all.
They don't
YouTube.
They seem like they are completely other kind of.
Listen, Dave. This is the problem I have with this all YouTube truth community. Like things get chucked round and then it's truth. It's like, have you even met an elite? How do you know whether he's human or not?
No, but do we like Bill Gates? Do we like Pfizer? Do we like GMO being done? Do we like all the stuff that we shouldn't be doing and which destroys us? Do we like that, and who's behind it?
People do things for money, mate, and there might be some people.
But do we agree with them doing it? Could we do that to the world?
There might be these elites at top telling everybody what to do, but I do know that they're not human, just same as us. I didn't know that.
See it now.
Right, my mum sold her house to the owner of Northampton Saints, and they're like super rich. I can tell you now, she's probably the most normal, down-to-earth person ever, and she's elite, but not all of them live this life that you all think they do. They're normal people. They've just got money. That's it. We all poo. We all breathe. Do you know what I mean?
Containment.
Well, we do.
Containment.
You know what I mean?
Containment. Gas pressure.
It's just causing a divide, and I don't get why. Why do you can't say there's something, because then they can say you're something else. Do you know what I mean?
I get that.
You don't know what they are, so you can't really comment on it unless you are in their circle and you know what goes on. I don't think you know anything.
I look at it this way. We might call them elites or
Wasn't what I
whatever.
said though.
There might be lizard people.
Yeah.
There might not be. They might not be human. They might.
That's not what
right?
we are talking
But the
about. I
thing
just said they are
is,
not like
the
you and
thing
me.
is, right? The thing is, until last person saved, everybody can be saved. So
Yeah, absolutely.
We all believe the same.
Yeah.
but I don't
it.
like.
I do not agree
you
with
know,
the things they do to us.
I don't agree with that things get said on YouTube and then all of a sudden the truth. I don't agree
It's
with
just
that.
true. Someone, yeah, someone
Nobody
parrots it,
says
then all
that.
of a sudden
I'm
it's
not.
true.
There's a lot of crap on YouTube.
Yeah,
But we see
absolutely.
what certain of the we do see in the world what's happening. We a lot of those elites are behind that, and the ones we can point at, we at least know they're not like us.
Oh, but
We
same
can't say how
people.
their granddaughter is doing
They
or
might
if
not
she's
be
evil.
like
But
us.
Is that all?
They might not be like us mentally, but I just can't see that there's
and
any
that's it.
evidence to say that they're not humans. Like,
I'm not saying that. I say they are like a completely
I'm not.
different kind of human, and mentally is the whole deal. It's
I think
that
that
makes
is
you.
very. I think that's very.
Hold on, voice saying something.
let
What are you
voice
saying?
out.
I think that's very plausible for there to be, another race or another sort of human or humanoids, so to say. I mean, I've met a person that could turn away his pupils. Okay, it was not like a lizard pupil, but and I knew that there was something about this guy. Like, there was something. He always played power games.
Right.
Like, why, dude? That was like so inappropriate. It wasn't even. And he always played power games. In whatever construction or combination you might, always playing power games. And I was onto him. And once I was onto him, he turned away his pupils. Like
Wow.
his pupils were gone.
Yeah.
Just to show me, like, yeah, you are right. I am something different. But he showed it only to me so that I would freak out.
Yeah.
Or whatever. He wanted to see my reaction. So all I'm saying is, like, I'm actually a witness of that. I've seen such a thing in real life.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that proves anything, but yeah, there might very well be. Once I found out that that could be the case, he actually showed me that he was different.
Right.
In a sort of a discreet way, but very unmistakably so.
Rachel said we all get born, we all die. Our lives may be different, but as Vicky said, we all believe the same. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to get judged by the same.
It is about friendly outcast. It was about love. We spoke about love for the first hour, then we just started.
But we could also put it in, we could put it like this, not that I'm saying it like that, but we could say
I'm going to
there's
stand
humans,
by
then there's humans who can.
I'm sorry. I'm going to stand by that. This stream is totally about love. This Lord was showing his love for animals. We're showing our love for this Lord.
Oh, this is about love, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and if you're rebuking and correcting each other, it's in love. It's in love, friendly outcast. You know that. And there's nothing wrong with rebuking.
Voy don't know that we
Sure,
like.
it's
Voy
about
don't
love.
know that we talk to this Lord regular. Like, it's not like it's just turned up and we're all having a go at this Lord. We talk about this regular, don't we? This like, and we love this. Like, he might not be right, but we love him.
Exactly. That's it.
You don't have to sell it to me.
Hey, I'm not
okay
trying
with
to
this,
sell
Lord.
anything. I'm only trying to spark thoughts and emotions, that's all. I'm not trying to change anyone. I want them to change themselves, and if anything I said at some point helps with that, I'm good, I'm not trying to push anything. I don't say change your food. I'm not saying that. I say do it when you know it's wrong. If it's wrong and you're still just hanging on to it because it's easy, like many people, I did that for a while, and then I was like, hell no, I can't do this, and I have to change. But it's been in me since I was little. I always felt wrong doing it. I just kept pushing it away, like, whatever, I never liked taking this bloody piece of meat out of the package and put it on the, I had to clean it off, get all the blood off it before I even put it on the pan. I always felt like that.
That's good. I mean, that's your conviction, though, that not everybody's got the same conviction,
No, I'm not saying they should have, they need to. Luckily for me, I had those thoughts, as a child too. So I don't know if it made it easier for me. It was not easy. It took years before I was completely off it, like in the way that I don't think about it and I don't crave it or anything. It took some years before I didn't, want to take a bite. It's like getting off cigarettes, getting off stuff you have been hooked on for years. It's just a habit. It's just a habit, and when you're off it, you don't crave it anymore. For real, you don't. You don't even care. I don't even care about it anymore. I wouldn't go back.
Friendly, because I don't think
Of
she's
course we
causing drama. She was just asking you a question, I think. I'm talking to Sergio. She wasn't trying to cause drama. She was asking a question because of obviously your conversation in the comment section and that. So I don't think she was
What's going on
trying
in
to
the
cause
chat?
drama.
I'm gonna have to address it, like.
Yeah. It is all about love.
Sergio, we're in here under a different account saying something about Paula before this stream started, so I think that's what set it off. Like, but Sergio, mate, using different accounts with Paula is like trolling her, mate. I have to say that, like, because that's exactly what it is.
Come on, you can't. Don't say shut
I
up.
don't want to. I don't want to have aggro in my chat, so I will warn you both. Don't talk to each other.
Dude, you can't call her a witch. That's
no, she's
wrong.
not a witch,
She's
mate.
not a witch. You can't do that, dude.
Why would you say that?
Agreeing or disagreeing with anyone doesn't really make them something or make you something. It's just different opinion. Doesn't make someone.
Listen, Sergio, she ain't a witch, mate. I don't know.
No,
why are you calling people names? Are you in a playground? Like, grow up. You're
Look, I want a nice, friendly chat, right?
Yeah.
And you might be having banter in your comment section with Sergio of her beliefs and your beliefs, but it don't need to get to this. Like, you're calling her a witch. There's no backing for that.
Name calling. There's no need for it.
Yeah, I don't think you should call her a witch, Sergio. Come on.
That's someone's mum.
That's not doing something in love, Sergio. Calling someone a witch.
Paula's not a witch. Like, Sergio don't know her.
Of course, she's not a witch.
She's not a witch, man.
No, but for a godly person, it's not.
And I mean, how would he define witch anyway? How do you define witch, and why is it bad? There's two sides of that word.
Yeah, Richie, that's exactly right. Friendly. Your name says friendly. Stand to that, love. Absolutely, Rich. Absolutely. Agreed.
There's no need to be doing it to Paula. She don't do nothing to no one.
Paula upsets people because she's steadfast in her beliefs, and her beliefs don't always rock with somebody else, and they tend to want to attack her for it. I don't know why.
Yeah, but there's no need for name calling, is there?
No, of course not.
Paula's not like that, so why are you being like that to her? There's no need.
No, of course.
If something, if something she writes annoys you or something, just write disagree. And if you're very angry, write disagree in big letters with an exclamation point or whatever. But stick to that. That's enough. Disagree, exclamation point, whatever.
Speaking on Paula.
Don't want arguments in the chat.
I don't agree with a lot of it too, but I don't do that.
No, but I can't just let him go. I can't just let it get out of hand either, PJ. Like, Paula's actually been on stream with us,
Of course. Exactly.
Yeah.
We don't want arguments in this. No, you know what I mean? It's meant to be.
Listen, right, I ain't got a problem with Sergio being in chat either, but if you don't agree with Paula, you don't agree with her. Leave it be.
Yeah.
All that needs to happen.
Well, if that's true, Sergio, all she does name call, lol. Well, why do you do it back? You know what I mean? That's not biblical. That's not godly to slander back, is it?
No.
If she is, I don't know.
I
I don't know she did. I mean, I can't see it, but doing it back's not godly. It's not a spiritual thing. Just to give someone back if they are slandering you.
If Paul has said something, it's in response to something that's
Yeah.
been said about her.
Yeah, and sometimes you do get angry. Do you know what I mean? You can have a righteous anger. You know that, Sergio. But name calling is not is not part of the righteous anger. It depends what you do with that anger. Name calling is not good. But still love you, Sergio, man.
I don't.
Yeah. Feel that mood.
Talking about godly love, it's a choice.
I don't care.
It's not. You've said what you've got to say. Stop.
Sergio, I've said what I want to happen, and you're going to carry it on. Like, so that's your second warning. Third warning at wrench goes, mate. Paul's no witch.
Come on, Sergio, man. We love you. You know what I mean? There's no need to be like that.
Maybe he's hungry.
Sergio, shouldn't bewitching your friends, mate. Paula's not teaching me any doctrine. My doctrine I read from my own Bible, mate. This is the issue I've got with it, right? You're accusing Paula of things she's not done, and then you wonder why she says things back to you.
The wonderful world of YouTube.
Yeah, crazy like. It's like insinuating that I'm not capable of I can't read my own Bible and make sense of what it says. I have to go to Paula for Paula to teach me. I'm warning both on you.
Yeah, he is.
Paula, you just leave him alone and let him carry on his waffle and see what he does. It's ridiculous. I even said it tonight. Yeah, there's people believe in Trinity and people who don't, but neither save you. It's all about believing in Jesus and what he came and did on cross. That's how you get saved. So why there has to be animosity? I don't know.
If
why
that's your belief,
don't talk. If you don't agree, don't talk to each other.
That's it.
But the thing is, Paul's not going to Sergio's channel and trolling him. He's coming to hers.
And now yours.
Yeah. There's no need for the Discord.
I don't get that.
Discord.
Why even do that?
Discord.
You know, that just. Yeah, but I mean, I didn't think you said me. I say I don't get why people do that. You know, it's ridiculous. You know, if you don't agree, then don't waste your time on it. You know.
That's true. Not
that it's a waste of time always, but you know, just don't do it. What's the point? You're literally just sitting there using time on nothing. You know, because you don't agree with it. The other person don't give a shit what you say. You know, do you get turned on by people getting pissed, or what is it? You know, then you might have to think about that because you got a problem.
That's right. Right. Yeah, but people, you know, some personalities seem to gain something out of discord, literally disagreement.
Yeah.
You know, that's like people could block each other. You know, if I'm really disgusted by people in chat.
I don't know if it works when everybody's wrenches. See this. I give everybody wrenches, and this happened in Flatzoids, right? He gave everybody wrenches, and then something starts, and then mods can't time each other out. You know what I mean? So it just goes on, and then Flatzoid took all wrenches. So I've given everybody wrenches, hoping that it's going to be a nice chat. But
if you've got nothing constructive to say nothing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Only if you're not a mod, you can block.
I don't think anybody wants to argue.
Block what?
Disagreements and arguments, Sergio.
Yeah, but just disagree and move on.
Yeah, I don't think she wants arguments.
Don't live in it.
Right, as a channel owner, I can time out. So I'm timing you out, Sergio, so you can just go away, cool down, think about it, and if Paula bothers you that much, don't respond to her.
Hey, anyways,
I've only timed you out. I ain't took your wrench. I'm not banning you. I've just timed you out just to cool situation down.
Hey, anyways,
Yeah.
guys, it was a nice conversation.
Yeah, no.
Bless you, boy.
It was nice to
Boy,
meet
thanks for coming, mate. And
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it
you're
again.
welcome to
And,
come back whenever you want, mate. Whenever I stream, anyway.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks, boy. It was good talking to you, man. Absolutely
Yes,
good.
it was.
Maybe I'll even come on when you're streaming. Maybe.
Yeah, would be nice too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
I don't stream regularly
I
though.
know, and you just stream out at Blue, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you stream about, boy?
Well, whatever might come to mind.
Just whatever. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, or just to hang out.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Yeah.
We used to do that in Discord, didn't we, Michael? I was there a couple of times
Yeah.
hanging out with you, but then it all stopped, didn't it?
Okay, hey guys, I'll see you around.
Take care, bye, mate. God bless
you.
Take care. Bless you, man. Bless you, man. Not a lot of people on the internet who we talk to get to meet each other, but me and Michael actually got to meet each other. Stayed at Michael's for 4 days. It was brilliant. Fantastic. Even though we didn't get to do what we wanted to do because of the weather, it was still good.
Apparently that program was really good.
Whatever
What
was tough,
program?
wasn't it?
Oh, apparently, that bodies that we couldn't think.
Yeah, I sent you a
what was it?
link
We
for
couldn't
it.
get
Is that
back
which
to
one it
body.
were?
Yeah, Vicky says it's quite good.
It's meant to be really good.
Yeah, meant to be really good, that bodies. So we'll have to watch for that episode.
real?
It was near the
What
the
is that
house.
you're
Can't
talking
remember
about?
the name of the house. Yeah, it's a thing on Netflix called Bodies. When I went up to meet Michael, we went to this big house to see it. What was it called again, Michael?
It's Wentworth Woodhouse, it's called.
Right, yeah, we went there to have a good look at it and round the fields and
In fact,
everything. But
hold on a minute.
Netflix were filming that, so we couldn't go near the house, and they were filming something called Bodies,
It's a BBC
and
and Netflix.
it's now on Netflix. So yeah,
But it's a joint thing with BBC.
yeah, it's a joint thing with BBC.
1 minute, I can share screen and show you what it looks like.
Yeah, go
do
for it.
that. By the
Yeah,
way,
what the
PJ,
house-
have any of you seen the movie called I think it's Resurrected?
I haven't seen that. No.
No, watch that. It's a creepy thing
Okay.
about
what year
the
was that?
Vatican doing stuff,
Okay, there's the house. There it is.
That's it.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah. Well, when we went there, it was all fenced off. It was all fenced off, and Netflix were filming. We couldn't
Middle
get
of
near it.
nowhere, this like there's no round it, just fields. It's weird. as hell.
Yes,
got
exactly.
to see the-
Lots of gardening to be done there.
Yeah. It's massive, mate. Honestly, it's huge.
There was deer there and everything, and you could smell them from a mile away, couldn't you?
Yeah, they did.
I could make a garden to feed me for life at that place, even inside.
Beautiful.
It's nice. We didn't get to go inside. We was about that picture. That looks like about how far away
It's-
from it we were.
It's a classic, what you would call this like a mud flood building. Classic, like
Anyone live in it, Michael?
yeah, somebody owns it.
Yeah,
I
if
think.
Wow.
I guess there would have to be a lot of rooms underground as well.
Aye.
Yeah, what the same mud flood with is like half covered windows at ground level. It's got all them. It's got everything.
We got a lot of those buildings in Denmark as well, and they do have a lot of storages underground. Even the royal palace has a lot of storages underground.
What's
all the
crazy
masonry
to me
places
about that-
double the size.
What's crazy about that type of building, this
Oh,
lad,
all
is
right.
they're all over the world.
All right. Policy, Sean Hawkins.
Yeah.
Same styles everywhere.
They are old.
How you doing, Sean Hawkins?
Yeah,
How
I
you
know.
doing?
Previous civilizations.
There's no such thing as a what? Much as I can't see it because the heart.
No such thing as Sean Hawkins, is there?
Yeah, Sean Hawkins is in the chat. How you doing, Beardy?
Really?
Yeah. How you doing,
Hey,
dude?
listen, Sean. I
We
never
love you
said
too,
there was
Sean.
such
We
thing.
love you too.
1 minute. No, 1 minute, Sean. I never said there was such thing. I said it is what you would call a mud flood building. Whether I believe in it or not is irrelevant anyway.
Oh, I just got it. Yes, there is, Sean. Yes, there is, and it happens only with the big reset. Only like around 7,000 years apart, something like that. Or I'm not completely sure if it's only there, but it's supposed to be only at the deads. So disproving very hard. And why are those buildings 5-star around somewhere? How can you build that?
Yeah, they've got to have about
And why
40,
would you
50
do that?
Easy.
Alan's go away, Sean. Now we love Sean as well. We love him, Sean. He doesn't believe what we believe. You know what I mean? But still got love for him.
Just
Sounds
because you
very
don't
Yeah, we love
tolerated
that he actually.
considering his,
We love the fact
attitude.
that he comes in, at least. You know, it's nice. It's
Yeah,
nice.
well, at least you can tell him, but as long as he's not slandering people, we're all good.
Yeah.
He's welcome to his beliefs, like.
Absolutely,
Each
absolutely.
to their own.
Can't believe we've nearly been on 2 hours 40 minutes, dude.
And I'm
Nah.
packing in like, so I'm getting tired.
Yeah, Paula's gone as
Past
well.
your
So
bedtime.
bless you, Paula. Thank you for tonight.
But listen, right? The only right. Sergio called Paula a witch. That's why I timed him out.
Of course, get calling her a witch, and I was saying she's not a witch. Come on, that's
The
not.
accusation that Paula's teaching me scripture and that is false.
Of course, you read it yourself. Just because you believe the same thing doesn't mean say she's your sheep in her. You know what I mean? She's not your
So that's
shepherd.
Matthew.
All right, Matthew. Later, man. Take care. Bless you.
I'll read the chat for you when people are going.
Oh, we're going.
No, Richie. The reason Paula just offered to do some streams with me, and she's well learned in Bible, and she's got a lot to offer. Like, that's the reason we do it. You don't have to believe what I believe. You know, you can still be my friend.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Is that laughing? Is that Beth?
Beth laughing. Beth thinks it's all hilarious.
I know. Madness.
But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna can it
Damn,
now.
it's
Like,
cold
I've had enough
tonight.
Anyway, thank you all for coming. This lad, thank you for coming. Ryan, sorry that you come so sharp. Dissing you, friendly outcast. I ain't dissed you, mate.
You voiced your opinion. You called her a witch.
He didn't.
Thanks for
He didn't
dissing
like
me
his
and not giving the opportunity to voice. You ain't got an opinion to voice, mate. You're just trolling Paula in her comments with other accounts, mate, and then you cry with it. She complains at you. You know.
He wasn't dissing you, dude. You don't have to stay away. You don't have to stay away, dude.
Listen, Sergio, don't start playing silly little child games, playing to emotions and that, right? You were trolling Paula. You were using other accounts. She showed me. I ain't said out to you about it. You've come in chat and she's addressed you. And then you call her a witch. And then you said that she's teaching me false doctrine and stuff, which ain't the case, right? I don't go to Paula to learn Bible. I read it myself, mate. So everything he says, bullshit. So if you want to stay away, that's up to you, mate.
But you don't have to. You know what I mean?
But
just be civil.
I'm not being funny, mate. What's coming out your mouth is not looking good for you. And now I've had to jump on it now, and I didn't even want to comment about it, but you forced me into that position. So well done, Sergio.
The last thing you wanted to do was time you out. He didn't ban you. Do you know what I mean? He timed you out to let you think for 5 minutes.
If I had a problem with him, he wouldn't be here. You know, I would take his wrench and I'd have let Paula ban him.
Yeah, of course, I know.
But you can't be calling people witches, mate. Ridiculous.
I know, because you know that's not done in love. When you're calling someone a witch, that's different.
And what I will say to you, Sergio, is read your Bible, mate. Because if you think Trinity is word Trinity is not in Bible, but it's very well accurately described. So read your Bible. And I ain't got that from Paula. I get that from reading it myself and coming to my own understanding.
Yeah, I believe the Trinity is everywhere. It has to be.
It's absolutely mental to think that it's not.
Yeah.
That's it. Definitely.
There you go.
Still dissing. He's not dissing you, Sergio. Not at all.
Sergio, you'd
Just
know if I was
addressing
dissing
the
you, mate. Put it that way. I'm addressing what you were saying in chat.
Look, there's no need to start. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's getting on. Just because you believe different things, you don't have to keep arguing about it.
Pathetic.
You're letting it live rent-free in your head. Do you know what I mean? Don't let it live rent-free in your head.
Sergio, right?
It's just the way.
Hold on a minute. Sergio, just leave, mate, before I say something that might piss you off. Simple as that. Don't come in my chat and be all clever like you are, mate. Get yourself fucked off.
He didn't say
Oh,
next
it's
door.
the friendly
The way of
outcast.
talking. It's a
Yeah.
way of
So
talking.
what we say
It's
over
like if we
here,
don't agree with something, we say, "Oh, it's crazy." It doesn't mean to say it's
I'm not
crazy.
gonna-
It's just a way of talking.
I'm not going to keep hearing that shit. Well, don't listen then.
Not his fucking
What
band.
you know
What?
the name
Sergio,
the
come on,
friendly
mate.
outcast. You know, I mean, friendly outcast.
Then you
Maybe
start
that
like
name
that.
should be
No.
changed too. You know.
Yeah, you weren't being very
Uh-uh.
friendly. Come on, Sergio. You've made Michael ban you, mate.
Not good.
You didn't want to do that.
It can fuck off, mate. It's just wound me up now to the point where I'm swearing.
I know.
Do you want a chocolate
And that's because I'm tired.
Yeah. Quite a bit of
Yeah.
that's in it, but not loads.
Got sugar in it?
No, not if that squidges in it, no.
No, but
Anyway, I'm going.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for coming. I'm sorry
Yeah.
it ended on such a bad note, like, but it
Exactly.
is what it is. So take care,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.
Bye.
Whoa.